Hello, everyone. All right. So, welcome to Drakenmemoria. For those who are returning from the last time, we're so grateful to have you with us. For those of you who might be new, well, you're welcome to sit with us. It's going to be a pleasure having you with us. And for everyone, even those who weren't planning on joining us but are still joining us, take a seat. It is an absolute pleasure to have you with us. Say hi in the chat if you can. If someone sees it, they will, of course, answer it. It might be a very short answer, but they will answer it. For those of you who might be wondering what this is, well, this is Dungeons & Dragons, and a group of people playing it. If it's not your thing, well, you probably should change channel, because we're not changing our schedule. For everyone else, well, take a seat and prepare to hopefully enjoy the show. All right. So, last time, our party started their adventure to reach the small village of Kartarin, where there was a contract for gathering the scaly hide of Umber Hulk. Because a tanner, leather worker, skinner, something like that. They didn't really ask what was the official title of the job, just that the person mostly emptied carcasses and gave the whatever was left to an armorer to make armor. And that little gnome wanted to have Umber Hulk scale to make armors for those who don't like wearing metals. So mostly some druids, well, all druids and some priests. So, of course, the party accepted. What can go wrong? It's only a Umber Hulk, said everyone, not knowing what a Umber Hulk actually is. So they all decided to just leave the garden and make their way to this small village. The first day went pretty smoothly. Went through a small town, thwarted an ambush from goblins, and eventually made their way to a small refugee camp of some sort. Our cleric helped someone heal their injured ankles, but seeing as the party wanted to make good impression on the garden, they decided that since this camp didn't seem to be in any immediate danger, they should hurry on. And so they did. So the rest of the day was very relaxing, very smooth. Sun was shining. When the evening came, they all decided to bed down, and we were previewed to a small duel of the fate. Mostly involving lights. And then when the night came, there was also an event, which involved lights, which the cleric remembered from history lesson, that the lights that they saw was most likely due to a shard floating around in this realm, rubbing against the realm that is the Shattered Continent. They saw a fight in the distance. Once it was resolved, they decided to not wake up anyone and just wait until morning and maybe go take a look. And so the night ended without any other events. Morning came. A not very windy day, however, the skies are slowly becoming gray. So there you might be in for a bit of rain during the day. But other than that, it is a beautiful morning, Little fresh, but still very comfortable as you are in the middle of summer. And everyone wakes up, with the exception of Fisher, who is always awake, and Anvara, who is meditating in her trance. So basically, it's just audience and Raimi waking up. And this is where we are.
Alright.
And so, what do you do?
First of all,
Yes.
I don't remember which direction that event happened in. Was it towards where we're going, or was it off in a...
It was a few hundred feet out of the road. So, not
Okay.
exactly where you're going, but it probably would
but
only be...
not far enough.
No,
to-
maybe half an hour of walk to get there and back, and that's counting whatever investigation you might be doing. So
Okay.
it's a very small detour.
Morning. So,
Morning.
Anvara and I saw something last night that we might want to go check out.
Oh, what did you see?
Some weird lights in the sky, and then some kind of magic fight. Anvara said it is something that happens when shards pass by each other, apparently.
Sounds
Just
interesting.
want to go check it out.
Absolutely.
Maybe someone looks very angry and kicks the dirt.
And so you see a
Think about
bird
bird
trying
like
to kick the
voice
dirt.
shines.
That should look very weird.
He's trying his best. Like the claw just like keeps scraping against it, but it's not quite
Moving.
getting there.
Looks like a chicken looking for worms.
You good there, Raimi?
Just kind of like looks at you with a, I guess with the best face that a Kenku can for a pouty face.
All right. Taking into consideration that you have a hard beak, that's probably
to
very
do.
special.
Just yeah, it probably it's more like I guess more like pouty eyes is probably the best way to describe it. It's just like with maybe he's also probably crossing his arms maybe just like
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he slept on some rocks and they poked into him a bit during the night. Maybe that's why
Possible.
he's grumpy.
Is that what he is? I still can't.
Maybe.
I mean,
You
I'm
saw
bad at...
sky shinies. Don't you want the sky shinies?
he's nodding furiously but also still angrily.
Oh wow. Oh,
You keep
I
your
think
secrets from me, Raimi.
I figured out why he's angry. I think he's mad because you didn't wake him up and show him the shinies.
Oh.
Points
Yeah.
at him.
Next time, I promise I'll wake you up. How's that?
Raimi has a very satisfied look on his head.
Okay. I will start heading in the direction that we saw the things.
All right.
I will follow.
All right, then you all decide. You all follow Fisher and Anvara, most likely, toward where you saw the. I think your sound is just a little bit too low because sometimes I can hear what you, Anvara. Sometimes I can hear what you're saying, and sometimes I can't.
Okay. Hang on. I'll just.
I can hear that, but it's very soft.
Okay. Is this better?
That is better.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Of course she follows.
All right. So, you all move on. It's only 100, 150 feet from where you were. And as you get closer, it sort of has a feel of someone who might have left crop circle, because you can clearly see the impact of where these lights came down. For you, Fisher and Anvara, you know that it's actually 3 lights that came spiraling down, so you can easily see the impact of these 3 lights on the ground. And because they seem to have rubbed a bit as they were moving, it does feel like there's 3 large spots on the ground connected together by thin lines. So that's what I mean by it sort of looks like some sort of crop circle, the way that it's made. And from what you're looking, well, make a perception roll to see whatever else you can see. This is rather hard to miss.
Oh,
but
my dice are on my win.
Is that everybody?
Anyone who wants
Or-
to look around to see if they can find anything special.
Non-natural 20.
Okay.
7.
Oh.
So what's my perception again? That's a 24.
Right. Yeah, that's always going to be something interesting. The most perceptive character is the one that has the hardest time speaking.
Got it. Okay.
And Anvara, what did you roll for perception?
That's gonna be a 8.
8. Alright, so Anvara and audience, still a bit frustrated from their Battle of Lights the night before, don't seem to be noticing anything. They're just trying to one up one another in trying to find something. Because
I imagine like
Too
one's
busy
kind of
look-
looking around, and then one jumps on their shoulder and tries to look over their head.
Yeah.
I just picks up a little dirt, like tastes it, like yep, yeah, that's the stuff.
and confused, and Vara looks at him and looks at the ground and just taps on it and smells her fingers. Looks at him.
That's deer shit, all right.
All right, so Fisher and Raimi, you are the one who had the highest perception roll. So as you're looking to your 2 companions, trying to one-up one another in what looks like a small parody of a detective story, you, however, notice a few different things. Fisher, you notice that, and also because you're a warrior, you can easily see the pattern of the fight. It was 2 very heavy creatures. You only see small splashes of blood on the ground, but it's very faint. It's really something that you have to get on your knees and look around, and then suddenly, oh, what's this? It's moist. Look at the pattern, and okay, well, it fits the pattern of someone getting slashed with a weapon and a splat of blood going in the ground. But it's very dark blood. Even after a few hours, it's not completely coagulated. It's still slightly slimy. But there's not a lot of it. So they were most likely wearing very heavy armor. Raimi, what you see that is just a little bit above this, because you had rolled slightly better, from the foot pattern that you see on the floor, they were extremely good fighters. It is something that you have only witnessed when masters go against one another. And you see these small patterns of energy flash. It's a bit odd to look at. It's sort of a magic scorching that is very faint. And it's really when you only get down on the ground and start touching the grass and look at how it moves, you know, oh, okay, it moves a bit as if it was slightly toasted by magic, but so very lightly that it's barely registering as a damage something. But because you rolled so high, you can notice the difference of in some areas where the way that it moves, there was a heavy exchange of magical energy in this.
Can I tell
magic
where
so
they
much.
went? Sorry.
He was just like, maybe just kind of like says out loud as he's looking at this, these magics are far too advanced for you, Noir.
Fisher?
And kind of is pointing at the feet, or the footprints.
Yeah, that's what it looked like from last night. Or flashes of something thrown around. As I look at this, can I tell where they went?
For tracking, it's nature check.
I thought wouldn't tracking be survival?
No.
Because I thought nature was more for like recalling information about nature.
Hold on. You might be right. Hold on, let me check.
Also, was that a perception or investigation check we did?
We just did a perception.
It was a perception. This is why I kept insisting on the way that things react. Creature making a wisdom survival. Yeah.
That's a 4.
You have no clue where everyone went.
Even your own party.
Disappeared. In which case, can I investigate the area more heavily? Or do I feel like I picked up everything there was to...
Well, you can, but there's a very low chance of you actually finding anything else.
Anything else? Yeah, that's kind of what I...
Because what you mostly did was to use your perception. So it's mostly using eye, ears, nose, just looking around, seeing at the tracks, how things react, how the grass blows in the wind, things like that. Investigation is really getting down on your knees and maybe trying to find clues on the ground, maybe bits of armor that could have been broken off during their fights, maybe object which could have been discarded that could be slightly embedded in the ground, or trying to figure out what something in the ground might be. If you want to try to figure out what the blood of this might be, yeah, that could be an investigation check. If you ever seen something like that, what could be the properties of that?
Okay. Yeah. Also, you said I noticed that they were heavy. Heavy as in like deep footprints, or heavy as in like big creatures?
A bit of both.
Okay, I'll just roll my investigation. That's 13.
Yeah, like I said, a bit of both. They were very large. The footprints are large one, but not enough to be considered a large creature. But, you know, you just look at audience and what his foot look like and how tall he is. Then you look at what this looks like and you'd say, oh, they might actually have been slightly taller than audience. But because of how deep the footprint is, they were very heavy So either bulky or so heavily armored that you don't feel anyone in the group would have been able to move as nimbly as they did with armor of that level. Meaning
All
they were either very bulky themselves or so much stronger than any of you.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, you hear the sound of clanging swords echoing from Raimi's mouth. It's like cling, 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 followed by an explosion sound.
Immediately goes on edge before noticing it's coming from Raimi and calming down a little bit.
So you get the
That's
post-traumatic
good to
stress
know.
syndrome reaction.
Yeah. Yeah, so it looks like the fight here, there were some heavy hitters in this. From what I can tell, they were big. Not huge big, but, you know, bigger than, and I'll point at the audience, bigger than you. And we're definitely decked out in armor and gear.
Now audience looks a little sad. Wish I could have seen them fight.
Raimi
Well, I mean, there
conjures,
wasn't much to see.
Raimi conjures a 5-foot-by-5 image of a fireball.
That would, yeah, that wouldn't be surprised if there was some of that too.
Yeah, heavily
Good,
armored
good
mage.
catch, Amy.
Kill you.
Anvara, you said something?
Is my mic still like really soft?
Yeah, that's what
was.
we just
Yeah,
said.
yeah,
It was very soft, that's all.
Hang on. I'll just go over here real quick.
Oh, okay, well, it's slowly getting higher.
Alright. This is as high as I can put mic sensitivity at.
Alright, just lower it by just 1 point because I can hear some buzzing sometime when you talk. Just 1 point.
Alright, how about this?
Yeah, that's good.
That's good.
Alright, cool. Avar looks a bit bewildered at the fact that one of the combatants would have, taken part in the mage battle so heavily armored. It's not very typical for casters to wear such decked out plate. Because, well, I'm assuming plate because it's heavy.
Well,
Does
Are
she say
you
this out loud?
saying this or wondering it in your head?
I said earlier, when my mic was a bit
alright.
about how peculiar that caster would be wearing such heavy armor.
Okay.
Raimi points to Fisher.
That's what I do.
Yeah, but you are armor.
Speaking of which, does this look like something that one of those guardian constructs at the garden, does this look like somewhere they would have, like it could have been one of them that was in this fight?
Not from the general image, because they all seem to be wearing this this robe and cloak on top of them.
Uh-huh.
And from the image that you saw, and from what you see around you, it probably was just armor. So there was this lack of flowing motion that would have been there if it was one of the person from the garden. However, like I just said, you've never seen one wearing armor. So maybe.
I thought the big ones in the armory were
Oh no, they were
wearing
all,
armor.
they were all wearing
Okay.
their tunic. When
Their
when
cloak thing.
Kor slashed and it touched him, the clothes war damage. I remember describing this. So
Okay.
no, they're always wearing their tunic and cloak.
They didn't
Well-
want to be naked.
Uh-huh.
Well, this definitely seems like a place of interest, but unfortunately, I do not think we have the time to investigate it further, as we have our own mission to accomplish. However, one of us could maybe mention it in our orb that this is a place of interest, and perhaps the Guardians will come check it out later, or if they have time.
Not a bad idea.
Probably the best plan.
Right?
I'm also not sure we could take what did this, even if we did catch up to it.
I mean, it does seem to be weakened, whatever it is. It has bled.
Yes, but can we spill it is another conversation.
There.
I mean, you saw that fight. I would have pictured there'd be a lot more blood here than there was. So, whoever did it was really good.
I'd say Anva, you could make a religion check.
Oh. And that's gonna be a 9.
A 9. Well, okay. Well, there's not much that you can get from there. However, you do get faint memories of some tales of ancient battles, usually divine battles, where the champions might be able to fit something like this, but they're usually champions chosen directly by gods, and themselves being demigod-like. Usually
That's what-
fits a description pretty well. Heavily armored, capable of using magic. Yeah, but that's about as precise as a 9 can be.
I'm not sure Anvar is gonna start talking about how there was a battle between two avatars of deities going down over here.
Avatars, demigod,
Something
creations of gods, yeah.
Yeah, this seems a little far. Like maybe a war mage, like a dragonborn war mage might make more sense than a literal titan going fist to fist with a champion. This seems a little too much for right now.
Right.
I'm gonna take out my orb and try and send a message to the garden.
All right. So you take the orb, you do the motion that you were all told to do on the orb to activate it. It takes 1 or 2 seconds. When you take the orb, you do notice that there is a faint green light glowing inside of it. However, it goes from green to yellow. It's sort of unstable. After a few moments, maybe 2 or 3 seconds, you hear a voice coming through the orb. It is a bit of a surprise, as you have never heard so far one of the garden wardens speak with a female voice. However, what you hear is a female voice. And you just hear this delicate voice saying, yes, this is Syrah. What can I do for you?
Hi, this is Fisher.
Yes.
We're on our way to get something for somebody in the one of the smiths, and we witnessed an event. Vara said something that happens when 2 shards pass close by.
Oh.
Big lights coming down from the sky, and then it looks like there was a fight here. Just thought it might be something you guys would be interested in.
Oh, well,
but
yes, of course. That is very interesting. Let me take the coordinates of where you are, and... Alright. Yes. Alright, I've taken note of it, and we might actually send someone to investigate this. Probably made a note that it's something from the shards. Oh, that could be very interesting. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem.
And how is your quest going?
Pretty good. We haven't gotten there yet.
All right.
Ran into some
Yes.
goblins.
Oh,
No
yes.
big deal.
All right. Well, thank you very much for reporting this. We will investigate it. It is very interesting, especially from our point of view here. We might even be able to investigate this in more ways than you can. So thank you very much. And as you are looking right now at the orb, I'd say I believe you noticed that we still have a little bit of trouble with the connection between realms. Represented with the green and yellow lights. Yes, I'd just like to remind you that if you need an emergency evacuation, if the light is yellow, we can't guarantee where you will reappear. So please try to only use it when the light is green.
We'll do our best.
All right. I'm not anticipating any problem with this, though if I'm looking at the information on you, I'd like to underline that we still have trouble with the emergency evacuation underground. So be prepared. And good luck.
Cool. You wouldn't, speaking of that, as a little ominous sounding, you wouldn't happen to have any more information about these Umber Hulks, would you?
That's very... hold on, I'll check. Probably the same as ours in our world. Let's see. Umber Hulk. Large. Around 8, 9. Can go up to 10 feet high. Very thick armor. There is a mention here about special powers, but apparently no one has ever come back alive. No, that's not right. No one has ever been able to describe these powers. For some reason, everyone who has come up against one seems to have these memory blanks. So be mindful of that.
Okay. Thanks.
It does say that they have very sharp claws. You need excessively thick armor to protect yourself from it, and they are extremely good in the dark.
Okay. Thanks. Well, yeah, we'll be careful.
Well, good luck.
How do I end this thing?
You were told what to do, so
Okay.
don't worry about it.
You hang up. Also, did you say her name was Siri?
Sira.
Sira. Okay.
Very legally distinct.
I am too small of a channel to be able to defend myself against Apple.
Okay. And was that was that on speaker? Did everybody else get that? Or is this like a mental...
It depends on how close you were to one another. It's yes, but it's sort of like a very personal conversation. So if anyone was, I'd say, beyond 10 feet away from you, they mostly would have heard something that felt like whispers.
Okay. Yeah, they're gonna send somebody else out to check it out, so we can keep going. Also, they have some more information about Umberholics, and just they first of all, she didn't seem super confident in our abilities to take this thing out. They're big, they got thick armor, scary claws, and nobody that has survived an encounter with them really remembers much about it. Like there's some sort of magic something going on. So might have not picked the best option, but we just gotta make sure we're careful going in there.
Surely we'll prove our worth.
If they're not confident, all the more reason to prove them wrong.
Hoorah.
Rami is just hanging his head.
Is that what you're trying to tell us when we set off, Rami?
just kind of like looks at you with those big eyes.
Well, I'll take that as a yes. Yeah, our bad on that one. Well, I guess let's keep going.
All right.
Alright, so after this small event, you go back toward the road, and let's see what's interesting today. Oh. Alright, so you keep on going. And for the most part, it is pretty uneventful. Where is my map? There it is. Wow, that's too big. Alright, so you are right here. So for most of the day, things are uneventful. Slowly, the wind is picking up, and toward the first half of the day, when everyone starts getting a bit hungry, well, at least when three of you starts getting hungry and wishing for a break, you do notice something on the horizon, especially Rami and Anvera, of course, because they have such high passive perception. They can see through most stealth check. You do notice that there's something who seems to be waiting further up the road. Maybe if you keep walking, you'd come across it after another 30 minutes of walk. It's a bit hard to make out what it is. It's large. Probably the size of a lion, but has a bit of an odd shape. Very dark in color. It seems to be just moving around in circle, as if it was pacing, waiting for something.
Rami illusions a sign with a giant red X on it and points it ahead of them.
Fisher will stop walking. Starting to get used to this curious bird signals.
Audience will try and peer into the distance to see if he can see anything.
Make a perception.
He cannot.
Same here.
What did you roll?
I rolled a 7.
Yeah.
I was about to say, Anvara just goes like this, pointing towards the creature like signaling to the other two who haven't seen it yet.
Then I am going to give you advantage on your roll.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sweet. Because that was a 5.
I increased myself to a 13.
That's a 10.
Jeez.
Doubled.
Fisher, you still can't see it. For some reason, it sort of blends in. There's a lot of clouds that are starting to gather above your head, and you're just looking at this, and it all feels like you're looking at shadows, even though it's mostly plains. But audience, this is really the limit of what. Oh no! Don't tell me my computer's gonna ask me to update this now. I just got a huge pop-up from Adobe Photoshop saying, "Oh, I need to be updated." So, audience, this is barely what you can see. You can sort of see it because it's moving, and at one point you look at it. Oh, yeah. There's something moving, and there's something in your mind just trying to make its way out, begging for an intelligence roll. Those that you are so good at doing.
I got a 10. Oh no, sorry, a 9.
You got a 9.
Which is actually okay high for audience. Usually down the 4 or 5 range.
So you're thinking about this, and you've seen this before. It was... Oh, goodness. You were traveling in a caravan with the Sharoons. That's it. That's all that's coming back to your mind.
I'll say, huh, I think I've seen that thing or something like that before, but I can't remember. We should get closer so I can see it better.
I'm gonna take a level artificer just to make you guys some glasses. What kind of check would it be to try to distinguish what it is?
That would be a nature check, because it does look like an animal. So discerning what kind of animal.
Ooh, that's gonna be a...
A what?
That's gonna be a flat 9.
Oh. Yeah, you look at this and, you know, I've seen this kind of walking before in nature. A predator of some sort. That's it. That's what a 9 gives you.
Okay, but is it like a biped or a quadruped?
Quadruped.
Oh. Alright, that's not fun.
Why don't we just get closer so I can see it?
Audience looks excited by that idea.
I mean, fuck it, we're gonna find Umber Hulk, might as well.
At the suggestion of getting closer, you'll find that Raimi has hidden himself behind Fisher.
Audience will
Fair enough.
say, I guess it's always good to be prepared, and we'll continue forward, but we'll also draw his weapons.
Alright. And this would be this one here. Alright. So you all start moving on, and as you get closer and closer, after 10 minutes, it still doesn't seem to have reacted. But the picture is starting to focus a little bit more. And audience, there is a sense of, I've actually seen this more than once.
Dragon.
Dracolich.
No, but for some reason you have several images of fighting that comes back in your mind, and you know, there was that time in a field, and there was that time in a cavern. You don't know why, but you keep getting the name of Valtteri back in your mind.
Okay.
Can I see it yet?
Longbow is drawn.
Oh, I actually think I know. I think I know what it is. I don't think my character still. I think I know. Just figured out what it was. All right. I guess audience remembering that there were fights involved will actually get more excited by that and increase his pace. To see.
So you see audience starting to walk off away from all of you.
Can I make out what these are yet?
You've actually never encountered them, but
See that there is something.
well, it's been a few minutes, so I'll allow you to make another perception roll.
17.
17. While the shape itself isn't very reminiscent of anything, it's still a bit blurry because it's moving a lot. There is a moment where you feel you recognize the way it's moving. Feels very similar to the way the dire wolves were moving in the fight just before you entered the garden. And it's about the same size, but jet black. Almost feels like it's made of shadows.
How far away is it?
Right now, you're maybe 15 minutes away at normal walking speed.
And it is directly in the way we're going, right?
Yeah. It seems to be waiting for something. It's pacing around in circle.
Audience, I don't know if we want to just run straight into that one.
No, it's fine. I remember that. I've seen them before. I remember fights in Valtteri. We should keep going.
Yeah, it looks like a dire wolf.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Doesn't that excite you?
No. You got a problem, man. I
Bad
will,
memories, you know.
also take out my longbow and continue forward.
Whatever it is, it might either be friend or foe. In either case, we should deal with it. I mean, it's in our way on the way to our quest.
Randy remains in Fisher's shadow.
Yeah, because you can still hear them all talking about this thing that comes from their memories and bad memories of combat also.
Bad for some.
Alright, so you keep on moving, and
Do you guys want to slow down? Maybe take this more carefully?
I mean, there seems to be only one of them.
Seems to be being the keyword there. Key phrase.
I mean, it looks like it's waiting.
Don't wolves hunt in packs? What's the terrain like around it?
it's mostly flat. You're walking in... well, you're getting close to the base of a mountain, so... Sorry. Right now, you're probably starting to see a few hills forming, so there could be something hiding in the shadows of a hill. Usually it's not too difficult to mimic the general appearance of a hill and hide something under it. But it's mostly flat.
Can I roll Arcana to see if this creature was summoned or not?
Well, actually, because... Actually, because of story elements,
All
I
right.
would allow you to roll intelligence if you want.
All right. Second dump stat. Let's go. Hey, it's gonna be a 19 though.
19. As you're all getting closer and closer, and you're watching this thing move around in circle, you get a cold chill in your spine, and you're sort of taken back to a memory that made its way in your life only a few months ago, when you fell into an ambush by the cultist of the hunter god, and you were forced to retreat. You know that some of their priests are able to transform in those creatures. It looks like a wolf the size of a horse.
I'm so excited.
And Vara just like stutters in her step a bit and just looks at the others. That is no mere wolf.
Oh, what is it?
If I'm correct, and I could never mistake such foul magic, this might just be a priest of a cult, a sect. I wouldn't even dignify them as a true religion of hunters that prey on people who. We're going to take this. I'm going to take its life. Like, just like. She tenses up. She's not in character right now. She is not calm, not nothing. She wants this thing executed.
By the way, I rolled a 13 to see if I recognize from after what she said, if I now recognize what it is.
Well, after what she said, I seriously diminished the DC to succeed this. Yes, with a 13, it would come back to you that this does look like one of the form that Valtteri is able to take. It also reminds you of the encounter that you so luckily avoided when you were in the caravan, where there were several priests of the hunter god, and they had one of those
Okay.
with them.
You'll see audience start smiling, and it'll be like, finally, a chance to repay the hurt that was done to one of my friends, and it'll continue forward.
The sign of an X, the sign with an X in it, it appears in your way.
Yeah.
Desperately.
I'll turn to Anvala. I'll say, ignoring the X, I'll be like, we must destroy it. Are you with me? Because I thought that she was.
She just turns her head towards you. Heresy must be purged in holy fucking fire.
Jesus Christ, guys.
Oh yeah, no, she's not into this.
I give her a nod of respect, like, finally, someone I could get with.
I will step in front of both of them and kind of like put my hands up and be like, okay, cool. We'll kill it. How do we want to do this? Other than just running at it. Because I really know that's what you want to do. And I really don't think that's a great way to go about this.
I mean, there's only one of it. It's out in the plain. Do you
That
have
you
a
can
better idea?
see. There's only one that you can see.
Well, I mean, do you have another idea? We have
Well,
to go this.
And Vara and I just got not great made, but functional longbows. And we could just quote unquote sneak up. I know we're not the most quiet bunch. You excluded, pointing to Raimi. But we could just start launching arrows at it from far away, and if it is an ambush, we would be a safe distance away to not be stuck in the middle of it.
But what if then it ran away and it got away?
If I can get within 60 feet of it, I can make sure it doesn't move while we execute it.
Yes, but you see 60 feet is a lot closer than 600.
Can you shoot a bow at 600 feet?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not great at it, but I can do
you?
it. Long range is 600 feet for a long bow.
Jesus.
He'd
Okay.
be
least
shooting
that's
at
what this
disadvantage, but still.
Yeah. Disadvantage with a +2 to hit, so, but the arrow will go that far.
It will. And it's going to be hella surprised when it takes an arrow from over half a kilometer away.
What if, however, it has friends nearby but not with it, and if we start shooting arrows, it has a chance to run and get them? Where if we were able to attack it directly and get closer, it won't have the chance but be forced to fight us.
Nobody here happens to have a spyglass on them, do they?
I don't think so.
And just my elven eyes. Ugh. No, because spyglass is like 1,000 gold. What the fuck?
Nope.
Is it? No, it's
Yes.
Yeah,
it
they're
is.
1,000
It
gold.
actually is.
Yeah, they are. I do not have a spyglass.
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah, that is some high grade shit there.
Yep.
Never mind then.
This is why Find Familiar is such an interesting spell. It's a 10 gold spyglass.
No. I'll get there eventually. It'll just take a while.
Well, I mean, if it has friends, do I have? I don't. That
Looking out is
I need to be
it's
level 3.
still the
Four.
only one we can see, right?
So far, yes.
But there's no like cover near it. Like there's nothing where someone could hide nearby.
There's some hills and stuff.
Some hills.
Yeah, like I said, it's in hills. It's possible to make makeshift camouflage that, if you look at it, can blend inside a near hills. Also in woods. In woods it sort of looks like a pile of leaves.
Also, is it tall grass or short grass?
No, you're getting close to a mountain. It's starting to be pretty short.
Okay.
It would feel like there's a small amount of dirt, but honestly, any hunter can make a very convincing amount of dirt or leaves like that. So it's extremely hard to see if anything's hiding. Well, at least anything the size of a person. From where you are, you can say that there's most likely not another wolf creature like this around. That would be a bit harder to hide in gentle hills.
Also remember, this could very easily be a druid of the hunter god, which means it's no dumb creature. If we start firing arrows from 600 feet away, it probably will not have that much trouble either dodging or just backing up out of range and forcing us to it anyway.
Yes. They are familiar to use such dirty, cheap tactics as to not let themselves get killed easily.
And being a cleric, Anvara, you know that usually when someone prays to a god, they value what they represent. And the hunter god is said to be a god level hunter.
Yes, but I don't take getting my coven
Oh.
fucked up very lightly.
No, absolutely not. I'm just saying if they're worshipping a god that is all about unfair hunting,
Yeah,
this is what you should expect from their priests.
yeah. But strangely, it's out in the open. Why would it just expose itself? No good hunter just leaves itself out in the open unless it was bait.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's bait.
I think you guys are overthinking this.
I wanna spring this very obvious trap before we are in it.
I mean, look at the terrain. We have no way to sneak up on it. We don't have a lot of options here.
Other than, being far away. That's.
Maybe,
Being far
Maybe
away is not
illusions are
necessarily
great.
an advantage.
and then he illusions a very large rock, and then he illusions a very small tree.
Can you illusion like a couple cardboard boxes that we can fit on?
Because you know, it's a cardboard box are the ultimate hiding thing.
Feel free to make an intelligence roll if you want to figure out what he's trying to say.
Yeah, I'll allow it. He's basically playing charade with minor illusion. So
I mean, that's
Alright.
great for you, but
I just rattled
We're
my
not that
chainmail real quick.
small.
Oh, 19 though.
all right.
So you're telling us to like jump between cover as we get closer to the fucking wolf. Is that what you're saying?
Slapped his forehead.
Pretty sure he's saying he can make cover.
And then it points to him and then like raises his arms like bigger than himself.
Okay.
So you're saying you could craft something or make an illusion that we could hide behind.
Points at him.
So we're just gonna be a moving boulder getting closer to the wolf. And hope he doesn't
I'm not
notice
sure
this big
that's-
fuck off rock just approaching.
A giant
Sure.
bonsai. Yeah, because the minor illusion.
He's not specifically referring to minor illusion. I'll let Alvara's 19 intelligence roll pass as
Oh,
he has
no.
a different.
But you're using minor illusion to make these shapes. So you're
Yeah.
you're using
Yeah.
you're using minor illusion, which is a maximum of a 5-foot cube. So the tree that you're making is 5 foot high. So it's a
Well, no, what? It's like the message he is trying to get across is that
yeah, I know.
he is capable of an illusion much larger and more
Mhm.
useful.
Yeah.
I guess the most subtle illusion we could go for would be like a patch of really long grass.
A patch
But
of long
even that-
grass moving forward in a plane.
I mean,
Sure, that's the D&D equivalent of a cardboard box. Who knows?
I mean, if we got shovels, we'll just dig a tunnel under and get to it. But other than that, I don't know.
While everyone's discussing this, is like, you guys are being too paranoid. We have never lost to the Hunter God's minions before. We shan't now. Let's just fight and get this done with.
Okay, yes, but we would have had Civ not been there last time?
What?
Do you see any rock golems? Simply a wolf.
Well, yes, but if you remember last time, there wasn't a rock golem until he made one.
It's
Alright.
simple to me. We have to go forward. This is the direction of our quest. There's an object in our way that's an enemy of ours anyway. We must destroy it. There's no other answer.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you on the fact that we should kill it. However, just the manner in which we go about doing that.
I mean, if you want to stand at range and shoot it with bows, be my guest, but I'm gonna go and face it as I was meant to.
But no, this,
Head on.
you start at range and then force it to come to you.
I don't think you understand. It could so easily just run off into the hills. We have no retreat. Like, it doesn't have to come face us.
Raby points at that and with a thumbs up.
Surely a priest of the god of the hunt couldn't resist the idea of hunting down a priest of another religion, right?
I mean,
Hunt?
we
I
have
don't-
been.
I don't know how they function 100%. I'm not part of this subhuman sect.
Audience, make an intelligence roll.
12.
All right. To go with the plan that you have just stated, something that would actually be more enticing to them, I'm sending it to you in Discord. This would probably work in your favor in drawing their attention also. You remember this fact.
Okay. I'll say here, if you want to make a plan, here's a plan. I know for a fact that they have a bounty on me. So if you're worried about a trap being up ahead of us, I will walk ahead and let myself be seen while you guys hide behind whatever illusion the bird can make. Then seeing me alone, it'll be forced to come to us, and you don't have to worry as much about a trap.
Raby points to himself, and then minor illusions a 5-foot version of you.
I like that option.
But then,
It might
but
be
then
able to
makes
see
his
through
arms bigger.
magic. I do not mind being seen.
Yeah,
Maybe
the
hangs his
difference
head.
between that 7'2" dragonborn that 5
Yeah,
foot,
it's just-
like mini me.
Rainy,
Yeah, no, but
Rainy
he's
again
far away.
points to himself. Rainy again points to himself, and then
Just fucking with like a
raises his
depth
arm
perception.
above his head.
Okay.
As if trying to make himself look bigger.
All right. Try not to get too far from us. If I need to give assistance because something goes awry, I would like to be close enough to intervene.
How about you go ahead, and we will, as stealthily as we possibly can, which may not be that well, follow at a good 100 feet. How's that?
Very well. I will agree to these terms. And then with an annoyed look, I'll continue walking, not waiting to hear any more discussion. Let them figure out the rest.
Rainy hangs his head again.
Don't worry, if they all pop out of nowhere, I can just put a fog cloud on them for a little bit. That should give him some cover from what I am hoping will not be his death.
Hoping.
Keyword there.
All right. So you slowly make your way toward them. Well, slowly or at confident normal speed, audience.
I walk at normal speed. They can figure out what they're doing after
Oh,
me.
son of a bitch. We can't keep up. We're sneaking.
Well, all of you can except Raimi because he has 25 speed. So he's slowly.
Does he?
No, I have 30 speed.
Kenku have 30
He's not
speed?
small.
Okay.
No, Kenku's at 30 speed.
Oh yeah, that's right. 5 feet. Sorry.
Yeah.
So you're
All
moving
right.
at roughly all the same
As-
speed. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I thought. No.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, as audience is striding off, I just pull out my holy symbol, hold my hand out, and I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith on him.
How long does that last?
Like 10 minutes.
Weren't we still like 20 minutes away?
Are we 20 minutes away from it?
No, you're about 10 minutes away from it. So
Oh, we're 10 minutes away from it. Never mind.
if you're casting it now, it would probably protect him through the fight if there's no talking before. If he just
Okay,
reaches
yeah.
them and jumps them.
Never mind.
Which
I'll
is a
just have to
possibility, you know,
sprint
it's
to him
audience.
and bonus action it.
Oh, it's a high possibility.
Wait, yeah.
All right. So, you move on. Confidently making your way. So, how are the rest of you hiding? Are you just trailing behind, just letting him take the brunt of whatever is going to happen, or are you trying to hide yourself?
Can we move stealthily if we're trying to keep up with him?
No, because he's moving at a normal speed. You'd be moving at,
Yeah,
at
that's
half
what I
speed.
thought. I just want to keep up with him.
All right.
Yep.
So, in that case, you're all moving together. In what order? Audience first, of course. Then,
I'll be
Hold.
closest to audience, I guess, but I'll still keep like a
okay.
60-ish foot gap between us.
Enough to run to him, but not be able to do any spells. Well, unless it has a good range. All right. So, Anvara, 60 feet behind. Fisher,
I'll be like another 30 feet behind her. No. I'll be probably where she is.
all right. And Rainy.
Really?
Raimi's going to be a solid 20 feet behind them because their armor is so noisy.
All right. So,
I'll do the kind of this walk so he can hide behind me as we're pushing.
all right. So you have audience.
What I'm getting at is that the clap of your ass cheeks can be heard from miles away.
Robotic ass cheeks.
It's more like the
I'm not sure.
mechanic squeak.
I'm not sure there actually are cheeks in a robot.
The clicking of his disk drive is too loud.
Scraping
That
of
dial-up
metal on
noise
metal.
is alerting all of the birds.
Need
All
some
right.
WD-40.
So you're all moving toward this this encounter. I'd say when you get to about you're moving on. You're moving on forward. It takes still a few minutes before you see a reaction from the wolf. You do see it just pacing around. Then it slowly stops, looks in your direction, and sits, looking at you, coming toward him.
All right. Audience is not gonna stop. He's gonna keep going.
So you keep on going. So basically 10 minutes, that means you are 6,000 feet away from it. So you basically can run you can walk 600 feet. 300, sorry. I had the math done, sorry. So 600 feet is 2 minutes of walking, of sprinting, dashing, to use the exact term.
Well, I'm not gonna dash. Just, yeah, I'm gonna walk.
So you're all moving together, and roughly when you get at, I'd say, 100 feet away, Anvara and Raimi, your passive perception does pick up on something. You do see a small mound of dirt that looks a bit out of place, roughly 30 feet away from you, straight to your left.
Okay. Is it like enough for me to realize that someone's hiding there and I can point him out?
Yes, it's big enough for one person.
Okay.
Also, if we're getting to the 100 foot mark,
All right.
I would put away my longbow and take out my shield.
All right.
I mean, audience.
then-
Actually, I am gonna stop. I mean, when audience about 100 feet away, since he looks behind him and notices they're not really following stealthily behind him, I'm just gonna stop about 100 feet away and wait for them to catch up.
All right. And Vara's just gonna like bang, like back of her hand, like on Fisher's chest, like stop him and just like, actually no, not point, just like nod in the direction of the mound.
Fisher, I will allow you to make a perception roll with advantage since you are being told by Anvara where to look.
That is a 17.
That is enough. That is just enough. No, actually, it is a little higher enough than you had to because Anvara is 15. So yes, you look in the direction she's pointing and you see this small amount of grass and dirt that does feel like it's a bit out of place, but it's only big enough for one person.
Mm-hmm. And it's directly to the
30
left.
feet directly to your left.
Okay.
And we're still 100 feet away from the wolf.
Yes, and Anvara is 60 feet behind you, I'd say, you said?
Roughly. Yeah.
So if I'm 100 feet, then okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything near this mound?
Nope.
Oh, it's just literally a pile of dirt in the middle of a flat plain.
Yeah, but it's organized to feel that it's probably just a small, well, a hill on the point of view of an ant, but for you it's just probably just a little bit of dirt that grass grew over it. But when you're looking at it, it does have a little bit of feel of, usually when it's just a little bit of dirt that grass grew over it, it blends a little bit better. There's sort of a seam that you can see, a bit of grass that's been probably not pushed out of it properly. So it's a bit flatter and you sort of see, oh.
Does it look, or even, if I can even discern this, does it look built or does it look like an illusion?
No, an illusion would blend better. It
Okay.
literally feels like someone didn't place this hiding spot perfectly. You see a few patches of grass that seems to be stuck under this hill when usually grass doesn't grow going
Down.
under the dirt.
All right.
So how far
A
away is
shitty-
this mound again?
Sorry?
How far away is this mound again?
30 feet away.
To our left. So you're 20 feet behind us.
All right then. So
That's
actually, I'm gonna double check the range of something really quickly. Do.
Shitty god can't even get some followers that can make a decent dirt hut. Nice. Dirt.
Not even a
Meld.
hut, it's really just a hiding spot, like for hunters in the
Just
woods.
shitty improvised cover.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, yeah, literally just enough. Let's see. Although,
It is 36.05 feet to your.
Math.
That would be like between 10 and 11 o'clock.
Yeah, I mean, you
Well, anyway.
have enough information to calculate this with triangles, so yeah. 36 feet away.
well then, Raimi will move exactly 6.5 feet closer to this mound.
So you basically take 2 more steps.
Takes 2 more steps, and then, like, personally, Raimi is annoyed by whoever this is, if it is a whoever, and it's like something pops into existence over there about 30 feet away and is just kind of, and just literally starts, like, rustling that dirt.
Alright, what spell did you use?
Mage hand.
Mage hand?
Mine is invisible. So
Right.
it literally just looks like this dirt is just suddenly puffing up into the air for no reason.
So it's alright. Well, whomever is under there you are not causing it to move. It either believes that it is still very well hidden or that it will pass, but it is not moving, not reacting to it.
Just
Well,
had
if
a visible
if
picture.
another 6 seconds passes, he's just going to continue the work. It's just like, just literally just looking at this thing, like tapping his foot.
Waiting for it to.
And Anvara, you start waving at the dirt mound.
No, I was just saying, like, with a visible mage hand, just wave over the dirt mound, like, hey, what's up?
No, this one's invisible, unfortunately, and,
Yeah.
and he's commanding every 6 seconds to just start messing with this dirt.
All right.
It's just like, you're an insult to rogues everywhere, especially if you're a rogue.
I'll just lean over to Anvar and go, well, no point in making this last any longer. And then I'll shout out to audience. There's one right next to us in the dirt.
Alright. I guess I would look over to my left.
Like now, there's now just this dirt cloud. Where
Alright,
this
I would
person would've been hit.
probably notice that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I will allow you to make a perception roll with advantage with an extremely low DC. So basically, don't get 2 ones in a row.
Okay. I rolled an 18 on my first, so I'm just going to stick with that because I think that'll be high enough.
So yeah, easily. You as soon as they say that, you look to your left and you see this dirt that keeps being shoveled up by some invisible force, and you can easily see the lining of this makeshift hunter camouflage that you'd say is because you live in a tribe that probably use hunting very heavily, being a dragonborn. So you'd say it's most likely something like a net covered with a bit of dirt and grass and held in place by small weights. So there's
All right.
definitely someone hiding under there.
I'm gonna look at the wolf. I'm gonna do the thing where like I glance to the wolf, judge the distance, glance to the dirt, realize I'm closer, and then I'm just gonna take off and start sprinting towards the dirt mound.
All right.
And see how.
Turning your back to a wolf. All right.
I mean, it can run
See
after
it.
me.
He's still 100 feet away from the wolf.
I think wolves run faster than dragonborn, though.
I mean, it does, but I don't mind if it chases me. I just want to see how it reacts.
Yeah.
I might be able to help you.
Who is looking where when audience does this?
I would be looking at audience.
All right.
So I just
Um,
talk to him.
So Raimi is
the-
looking at the mounds because he's just focused on this task.
Okay.
It's like, come on, bitch. You done goofed.
Varric considers the wolf to be the most immediate threat at the moment, so I'll keep looking at it.
All right. So as you see audience turn around and start sprinting toward the person under this dirt mound, you are the only one who sees the wolf slowly getting up, and you can swear there is a smile on that wolf's face. And we're going to take the break here.
Yeah, no, that's a good timing.
All right, we're going to take a 10-minute break. So, everyone, see you back in 10 minutes. And hopefully they will survive this encounter. See you in 10 minutes. Bye. All right, welcome back, everyone. Good Lord, Flash players still. All right, so again, welcome back, everyone. So, as well, in case you just joined us, the group has decided to go fight against what seemed to be a trap, and they decided to spring the trap and go against what seemed to be the trap element of the trap. And as they all went for the trap element of the trap, well, apparently one member of the group realized that they actually didn't go for the trap of the trap, but the trap still needed to be sprung. So if you could understand that, congratulations. I'm very good at confusing people when I'm talking like this. So, I'd say everyone roll for initiative.
Hey, not.
There it is. 12.
16.
All right.
11.
And audience? You're muted. I can't hear you.
Oh,
Oh, no, I know what it is. Okay.
you have the same headset as me. Okay, that's weird.
So what's your initiative, audience?
16. But I have a higher dex than Fisher, so I'll be before him. Or initiative score.
Yeah, you can if you want to.
Wow, okay.
No, because
Yeah.
when
Hard
it's
flex.
enemies fighting, and it's usually just one round, I will keep identical scores. Because who knows, you might kill one another at the same time. But you're both allies. It's gonna be a fight more than one round, so yeah. All right. So, as you're all dashing toward this enemy. And Anvara, you are looking at this wolf standing up and lowering his head slightly. And you can sort of see this grin on his face. Fortunately, you actually did all fall into a trap because the roll for stealth, only one of them had under 15. The others were above 18.
Okay.
So what happens is that you all turn around, except Anvara, who is looking at the wolf, and give your attention to this little person. You see him rise up, and then the field gets covered in fog.
That's my thing.
Everyone, you are 100 feet away. Audience and Anvara 100 feet away from one another, but everyone is covered in a thick fog cloud.
Okay.
As the fog cloud spell goes. So this means, unless you have a mean to see through magical darkness, you are all blind.
Everything is obscured.
Heavily
Yeah.
obscured.
Yeah.
Is
The
it
like,
darkness
obscured.
or is it
It's-
fog?
Basically what
the
happens-
fog cloud heavily obscures the entire area in which that it covers.
So
I have it here.
does that encompass dark vision?
What basically happens is that every creature that is because like if a creature is heavily obscured, they it's like basically you will like while you're in an obscured area, you have disadvantage on any attack rolls.
So basically,
that you would make on them.
what
But because there are other creatures inside, you would technically have advantage, or like they would have. Basically, what happens is that it neutralizes advantage and disadvantage. That's basically what it does.
All right.
I have a question.
Yes.
As the fog cloud is cast, which would be necessary before someone asks whether I'm gonna have to use this as an action in combat. But as the fog cloud immediately comes down, can I immediately cast Divine Sense, so I can detect good and evil within 60 feet of me?
All right. So what happens is that
As I see him pop up.
yeah. What happened is since none of you saw the others who were hidden, you are surprised by them. So they have one round on you. So you wouldn't be able to do that because you really were surprised. You'd
Okay.
be able to do that as soon as the round finishes.
Yeah, but I won't because it's an action, and then that would take away my action.
Yep.
For the fog cloud, what it does is it creates an area that is heavily obscured. When you're in an area that is considered heavily obscured, you are considered blind, as if you were in total darkness. So it's basically the same thing as total darkness, except that it's not black, it's gray.
And funny enough, seeing through magical darkness does not help you with fog cloud. It is literally just creating mist. Like that's basically a fog.
What
So,
can help?
It screws over a lot of people.
The only thing that could actually help you in this situation is if you have an ability that would give you blind sight or tremor sense.
I don't. No. Okay, that's fine.
Or potentially keen smell.
Yeah, because any abilities that use sight cannot be used. So if you need to see a creature to cast a spell at a distance, you can't, because you can't see them. They literally have to be in front of you.
That's exactly where I want them.
All right, now I look like an asshole with my bow out.
Well, the thing about it is that like unless they have one of those features, everybody is blind to each other, so everyone has like neutralized any advantage or disadvantage that the blindness would otherwise create. It's a very curious level 1 spell.
Everybody's swinging in the dark.
Yeah,
Yes,
because, because expert hunter would never use an ability that they didn't plan for, you know.
Okay, let's get going.
All right, so now that we are clear on what this does, and exactly as Remy said, being blinded, the blind creature can't see and automatically fails any ability check that requires sight. Attack roll against the creature has advantage, and the creature's attack roll have disadvantage. So you will have disadvantage on any melee attack you will do.
Well, it neutrals out unless the other creature is able to somehow know that you're there. Basically,
Audience,
it's weird.
Yes.
I will allow you to make a... Ooh, because you've heard her say this once before. I will allow you to make an intelligence roll.
An intelligence roll. Okay. Yeah, I got a 2.
You know, there was something, it just crossed your mind and it went away. And you kept on running. So, you are all stuck in a extremely large fog bank. Thick as pea soup. And the first one is Audience, because he got a 16 and he has the highest dexterity. So, do you keep on running toward wherever you are running, or do you stop and wait?
When I can't see and realizing with that, I'm actually going to take my action. I think it's an action. Yeah, I'm sure it's an action. I want to take my action to actually pull the elemental seedling out of my bag and plant it in the ground.
Right. You do know it takes 1 minute for him to completely grow.
I do know that.
Okay.
I'm going for the stall play.
All right. So you bend down and you just push it in the ground.
And then, actually, what is... Okay, is that an... Because it is my turn. So...
You're using an object, so it's an action.
No, I know that's an action.
Okay.
I want to see what as an... Okay, no. So that is also an action. So I can't do that. Okay, so then I guess I would probably just, like, ready myself for any attacks that might come. And I would also probably start actually... No, I just stand over where I planted the seedling to wait for it to grow. So I'd basically just stay where I was.
All right.
I wouldn't keep moving forward or backward. I'd just stay where I was.
All right. And for any viewers who might be wondering why I haven't changed to the battle map, it's because everyone's blind. They can't see the battle map.
Fair enough.
So audience, you just stay there, plant this, wait for what's gonna happen.
Yep.
All right.
I mean, ready my shield and sword for anyone who,
All right.
basically plant the seedling, stand up, and I'm like, okay, basically just ready for any attack that might come.
All right. Fisher, you're the second one to go. You're familiar with this spell since you have it. And since you have it, there's one detail about this that you know. You're covered in it. If anyone else than you and Anvara are covered in it, this spell was cast at higher level than level 1.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a spellcaster that has at least a level 2 spell slot somewhere.
You said we
check
saw the
that.
guy pop up. Did we see him pop up and cast something, or just
Nope.
pop up?
He
Okay.
was starting to get up.
Then I will. Point my hand out and shoot a firebolt where I saw him pop up. Last.
All right, you roll at disadvantage.
Last known position.
Roll for attack at disadvantage.
That's 12 and a 13. So that's fine. Is 17.
17 does hit.
Sweet. 4. Oh, nice. 8 points of fire damage.
All right.
Do I hear it hit anything?
You hear a small reaction, just a. But from that scream, you've seen dogs getting hit like that. It's usually just a response to pain. It usually doesn't mean that they've been severely injured.
Confirmation that I did, in fact, hit something.
Yeah.
With my. Yeah, okay.
So you said it was 7 or 8?
8.
8.
Rolled good.
All right.
And then I am going to move 30 feet in that direction.
All right. Which means you should almost be... Well, you should be right about where he is.
Yeah.
So basically you went in the same direction. So, all right, you'd be able to... with your passive perception...
11.
11. All right, no, but you've moved in the same direction that you threw that bolt, and you know that you hit something, and so you get 30 feet closer, and you feel there's something moving around you. So he's probably... And you even get a few glimpses that comes and goes in the shadows of this fog cloud. So you're probably very close to it.
Okay. Here's a question.
Yeah.
Did I, step onto the mound?
That's very hard to tell. It doesn't
wasn't very
feel...
tall.
No, it wasn't huge mounds.
Okay.
It really was just like a pile of dirt that was meant to look like it had been overgrown with grass, but
Right.
so it's most likely flat on the ground right now. However, there's one thing that feels odd about this is that you feel him move around, but you have it feels like it's a creature moving around you and not a person.
And then I will use my object interact to pull out my battle axe,
All right.
and that'll be my turn.
All right. So we go down to Anvara.
All right. Bow goes back onto my back, and I'll don my shield and longsword again.
All right.
Is that...
Yeah, taking out a
And-
shield and a sword it's a free action.
Okay, cool.
Although you did,
So-
did you put away your bow or just let it fall on the ground?
Yeah,
Stowing
screw it,
a
I'll drop
weapon is.
Yeah.
So what did you do?
Yeah. Here the moment, I'll just drop it.
Okay. So then, if you just drop it on the ground, then there's no
Yeah.
problem. You can draw your sword and your shield.
Yeah, I'll just drop it and head over to where audience was headed, because I'm just gonna try to guess where audience headed towards.
So you're trying
I
to guess
know.
to where he was trying
trying
to
to get,
go,
like,
or where he would be.
I'm trying to get to where he is currently.
All right. With your passive perception, you'd probably have an idea of where he was when the fog just fell, and you know how fast he moves. I'd say there's a good chance. Passive perception of 15. And you are... Yeah, you can try and move. You can't get to him because he was nearly 100 feet away when he started to run.
Okay.
So you basically, if you dash, you'd be able to cover 60 feet. But he was moving toward this, so if he was dashing, you'd be able to reach where he is, but you don't know if he dashed or simply walked as soon as the fog bank hit. So there's a margin of maybe 20 feet.
Okay, I'll dash to get as close to him as I think I can get.
All right. So you move in a direction and you stop there, look around. He is not immediately next to you, but feels like if he kept on going, he's going to cross your path.
Okay, so I wouldn't be able to tell him what direction he would be.
No, because right now, when there was 100 feet away. He went back maybe 15 feet. The fog bank hit.
And then I stopped moving.
Yeah, but she doesn't know that. But from your side, if he had been going his full 30 feet of movement, you'd be within 10 or 15 feet from him.
All right. In that case, I'm just gonna get ready and just brace, shield in hand, sword in the other, and just wait to just to be ready for whatever comes into line of sight.
All right. It's a fog cloud. You still can talk. You just can't see.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not trying to reveal myself too much in case they can't
That's all right.
see me.
All right. And then we have Raimi with 11. Yeah, they rolled really low.
It happens. I'm going to... Raimi is going to shout out in audience voice, "We are not cowards!" And he is going to hold action for if a creature takes a hostile action, he is going to hit them with his short sword.
Right.
And I'm going to roll a deception. I'm using my Kenku's mimicry, if you couldn't tell.
Yeah, I know.
It's just if that wasn't already hopped right out of the bowl. So that would be... Oh god, what is my charisma again?
Oh, it so happens that I have your sheet here. Charisma 14. You have a +2.
I meant my deception. Okay, so that would be
Deception.
an 18 in total.
All right.
Because Ravi does know that they're after audience, so if they can get him to come toward him, that would be better than him trying to look for them.
All right.
And that will end his turn.
Okay. So this is... I don't want to drop my dice. All right. All right. And this. All right. So the one that was here... Oh, all right. All right. So it's the time. It's the turn of the beasts. So you all can hear these footprints, and it does feel like you're being surrounded by several wolves. And audience, this is when it gets back into your head. Yeah, of course. You've seen Valtteri do this so often. They probably can all shapeshift. And then you get attacked.
Alright.
So from... And they seem to be extremely aware of exactly where you are. And this is when it hits you. Valtteri often chose the black-furred one because he can see when others can't.
Yep.
And so the first The first attack is a 17.
That does not hit.
So you dodge out of the way at the last second, and you see the claw going right in front of you. Back away, so you know there's one around you right now. The second one goes for Anvara. And, ooh, this one does strike with a 22.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, good lord.
I'm tall, but I'm built like a broom.
Yeah,
So,
and I actually checked
doesn't
because
snap me.
last time I made a reference to saying that you actually look like Uma Thurman. Uma Thurman is officially registered as being 6 foot tall and 135 pounds. So you are really almost exactly like her. I really was on it. Alright, and so you get surprised and slashed in midair with a 14 points of necrotic damage.
Ow.
You don't know where it came from, and you just get slashed and you feel the necrotic damage hits you and bites into you and
Yeah, that's gonna be a big because I was more than half my health in one hit.
Oh, in that case, you can even see a splash of blood going off from your back and just behind you. And you feel this necrotic damage biting into you.
Do you yell? Or do you not?
Yeah. Dude, I just got my shit rocked for more than
Okay.
half my health. I definitely yelled.
Well, I'm just wondering, because we then know our audience, who's probably semi-near you, would then kind of know your location.
Audience, with do you actually have... What is your nature bonus?
My nature bonus. It's intelligence, so -1.
Which...
Oh boy.
Alright. I was gonna say it's sort of a passive hunter check, but with a 9, you know she's close by, and she took a heavy hit. But yeah, and you're not sure where.
Alright.
And that is it for the attacks for this round. You do hear several cries of wolves. You hear one wolf owl that is a bit far in the distance. You hear Fisher, you hear one that is almost on you. So it's basically just moving. Sorry. Fisher, you didn't get attacked. You almost reached it. You attacked. Yeah, but still, you're close to it, so you can hear it. There's this owl that's going off, so you know that he's very near. Audience, you know that there's one next to you, and same goes for Anvar. They're near, and they're communicating.
She knows they're close. She can feel it on her bone.
Dripping down her back.
Yep.
All right, we go back at the top of the initiative with audience. Since you were attacked, you know that it is very close to you.
I'm gonna shout out. I'm gonna shout out so I can let Unvala know where I am, because now that I've realized that they can see me, there's no point in not shouting out since they can see me anyway. So I'll yell, Anvara, I'm over here.
With your passive perception, Anvara, you know exactly where that came from.
Although
How far is he?
that might have been complicating things a bit, because do they know that Raimi shouted out in audience's voice?
I mean, they could see us. I think they know which one I am.
No, I'm talking about Anvara. so I was like trying to figure out where you are.
Well, Anvara,
Yeah,
you
well,
heard audience voice far, maybe 20 feet away from you. No, because of where you are, maybe 40 feet away from you. And then you just heard him talk again, and he's near you. You're completely blind. He could have moved. But you know he's
Okay.
very near. You can reach him within a single... You think you can reach him within a single movement.
Okay.
And then after I shout that, I'm gonna take a swing at where I think the wolf is. So
Attack with disadvantage.
attack with disadvantage. Yeah.
Unless you have something that gives you advantage, that it would cancel it.
I do not, but I am actually debating if that. No, we won't do that yet. Don't know if that's worth it. Okay. And okay. So will a 17 hit?
It does.
All right. I will immediately divine smite then.
All right.
Also, because that'll briefly light up the area. Very
Oh,
briefly.
more like light is confined to the area that is you, and then
Well, it will
immediately
light up
it's
my
snuffed out.
strike, basically. and
It's
will
going to
take
give
it
a bolt of light.
away. Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna be able to see where he is with that.
Most likely.
Okay, and then
Lightsaber strike.
I would imagine a divine smite to be a fair bit amount brighter than a lightsaber.
Okay, fine. It's going to be a Gurren Lagann.
okay, so I will
Fight.
hit the wolf for 21 points of damage and 8 let's see, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 of that will be holy damage.
Oh. All right. So you feel the contact of the damage. You hear it give out a scream, but it's not an overwhelmingly big shout. You hit it. You're just not confident that you actually managed to severely injure it. But for a moment, you do see the light comes from your weapon. You strike it, and you see this flash of light. And for a brief moment, you can see the wolf in front of you. And then he fades back inside the fog bank.
I will take 21 points of damage. That's fine. I'll take it. And then, yeah, I'll just keep taking a defensive position over the seedling,
All right.
waiting for it to grow.
So, of course, Fisher, you don't exactly know where he is, but from your perspective, it's sort of like being in a storm, and there is a lightning strike, but you don't know where it came from. You just see the flash in the sky, and that looks like divine light. What do? You are the next one on the initiative list.
Fisher?
You're muted.
Do I still feel like there's one near me?
Yes.
I am going to, I guess, use my 30 feet to basically stumble around in the dark here. I'm going to walk the same direction I was going, another 10 feet until I bump into something.
So you're trying to reach the monster or to move away?
Yes, the wolf that I hit with the firebolt.
All right. I'd say your passive perception is 10, you said?
11.
11? Yeah, I'd say you can reach him because since you've been hearing them talk, I'm giving advantage to your passive roll, which adds 5.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, you can... You think you are where he should be. At least it feels like, oh yeah, it's moving. There! And then... you
Okay.
move in the direction.
Then I will swing at it with my battle axe.
Disadvantage.
That is a pair of 12s. So that's 17 again.
17 again. Well, if it hits the first time, it's going to hit the second time also. So go ahead.
It found a rock to hide behind. +2 AC.
That bounced so far. Is 11.
All right. You feel the weight of your hit again, but he does not seem to be severely injured. It hit, and it injured him, and when you draw back your weapon toward yourself and you look around, you do see that there's a little bit of blood on the on your weapon that does look like more like you grazed it than you actually took a chunk of meat out of him.
And then I will say, I will shout out, I've got one over here.
All right. Anything else?
Nope.
All right.
Third level fighter. Not a lot to do.
Well, you could have tried to move. I don't know.
Yeah.
You could try to hug the wolf. You know.
Grapple.
I mean, can I try and grapple it?
I
I already took my attack, though,
Yeah.
so, yeah.
You'd have to use your action
Also,
surge.
I don't have a free hand, so...
You're gonna grapple a wolf in heavy fog. Jesus Christ, my God.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, hey, dude, then I know where it is. I don't have to find it every time.
Oh, yes, I forgot. Anvara. Because you said wolf, you just reminded me. It has the same characteristic as the wolf. You had to make a DC strength save. Strength save. DC 14. Because he actually managed to hit you.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck my
No, I
tiny elven ass. Hang on.
Thank you for reminding
Strength?
me that it's a wolf.
We don't do that.
Strength save?
Yes.
13.
So he managed to knock you on the ground. So you're basically being mauled by a wolf right now. Oops.
Our cleric is not doing well, boys.
Okay.
Look at it this way. You know exactly where it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since
top
I'm
of
getting
you.
mauled, can I just yell out, get this fucking thing off me?
Yeah, I will allow it, of course.
Alright, I yell at the top of my lungs, get this filthy, mangy piece of shit off me right now.
Audience will hear that.
All right, so actually it is your turn right now, and so you just yelled that, and you can actually try and do something. You can try to shove him away. It's a... You're just prone.
Alright. In that case... Oh man, what can I
Prone
even...
or grappled?
No,
Or
prone.
both?
You were thrown
Okay.
on the ground. You could just roll over.
Okay.
It's the same as getting up. You'd basically just
Okay.
try to roll from under him and try to get up.
Okay, I'll get up and hope that audience is 15 feet away from me.
So what do? You try and run toward audience?
Yep.
All right.
Can I even disengage from something I can't see?
Yeah, that's a good point. If you disengage, he does get an attack of opportunity.
If I don't disengage.
If you don't disengage, well,
Okay.
if you don't, this thing is a large creature, but it's still a melee attack, so it's 5
Okay.
feet away from you. If you move 5 feet, if you move more than
Thank you.
5 feet away from it, it gets an it gets a attack of opportunity.
Alright.
So you either have to risk it, or try and face him and hope that someone will come to your rescue.
Okay. Can I from seeing the flash of light from the divine smite, can I guess how far away audience is?
Yeah, with your passive perception and all of these helpful clues, I'd say yes. You're pretty sure where he is. You're pretty sure that if you start going in the direction, you're at most gonna end up 5 feet away from him.
Okay, so he's 35 feet away from me. Or he's 20 feet.
No, I just mean that you're pretty sure you're gonna be able to reach the square next to him. He's actually
Okay.
not very far. Maybe
Like-
15 feet away from you, from the best that you can tell.
Okay. Can I try to scum a misty step in the direction of the light?
I guess that depends on if that's really a place that you can see, I guess.
Hold on. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, because it obscures anything that requires you to see. And what does Misty Step says?
Anywhere I can see.
Anywhere you can see. Then no, you can't use Misty Step.
Bullshit. Okay, I'm gonna get up and disengage.
All right, so you try and hope, and you get attacked with a 10.
That does not hit.
You feel the weight of this creature just move near you, and you manage to leave this area before feeling the bulk of this presence hit you, and you start moving back, moving away, and then suddenly you think you see the form of audience in the heavily obscured area, and seeing as he's 7 feet tall and this figure is not walking on 4 legs, you're pretty sure it's at least one member of your group.
Alright, so then I'm going to bonus action healing word on myself.
Go ahead.
That's going to be a 4 and a 2, and Wizmod 3, that's a... So I took 9 hit points back.
All right.
And that's all I can do.
That's all you can do, yes. And so the wolf's turn now. The wolf that Fisher just hit decides to turn toward him and lash out toward him. And it is a 17 to hit.
Nope.
No. You manage to dodge out of the way of this claw reaching out for you, and you are safe from the attack.
Oh god.
Allergic to dire wolves.
I'm allergic to shitty fucking religions.
I'm allergic to fog clouds.
I'm allergic to rabies. Uh-oh.
Well, actually, I think everyone is allergic to rabies.
Oh, man.
This
all right.
dash gave me an aversion.
All right. They just used healing words. Would they? They would, but then again... You hear
Do
them...
I want to kill him?
Sorry?
It's my only healing on the bonus action. Fuck.
On board.
You can actually hear the wolves exchange a few owls, and then it goes quiet again, and they attack. Fisher,
Yeah.
even though it's at disadvantage, you can feel the wolf moving away from you. You can take an attack of opportunity.
They are moving to kill the weak. All right.
That's all. Yeah, nope. My luck ended there. That's going to be an 8 total.
All right.
hit.
Actually, did I skip over Raimi?
I think
Yes.
Believe
Are
it.
wolves after the 11 or before the 11?
They're after the 11. I skipped over you. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. Fortunately,
Okay,
they hadn't done anything other than move, but I'm still gonna remember you tried to take the attack of opportunity and it missed. Raimi, what do you do?
So I'm going to be frank with you, gents. This is not the best situation for a low-level rogue.
What?
Specifically for low-level rogues because they basically lose out on their best feature. I guess what Ravi is going to do is he's going to at least open his senses to see if he can pinpoint where he heard Fisher.
Okay. So you'd take your.
Because I do know that he shouted at some point.
You would take your action to make a perception roll. Is that it?
I guess effectively, since if the shout isn't enough for me to figure out where they are.
Well, if you just want to figure out where he is, I'd say with your passive perception, you're confident that you can reach him. If that's all you can try and do. The problem is that no, actually, he's where the enemy was. So you're pretty confident that you can reach him with your movements without having to dash.
It's like just considering that none of the wolves decided to go for the bait, he will try to move his way toward Fisher, using 30 feet of movement.
All right.
Does he bump into a metal wall?
Yeah, sure. You're moving, and then said, "Oh no, you're 5 feet tall." Sorry, the description I was gonna do doesn't work. But yeah, with a 17 of passive perception and the fact that you heard him shout, yeah, you do manage to reach him. He's right there, and Fisher, you do feel the hands of Raimi blindly moving forward and then touching you, and it's sort of easy to recognize that it's a bird because of the feathers.
And frankly, he might have even accidentally scraped his beak against him, considering how long that thing gets. And I guess I'll just take the same action as before. If he happens to be hit by something hostile, he'll attack whatever that was.
So you're taking a ready action.
Yes.
All right. All right. Well, if it's all you're doing, you are also close to the enemy. So when he's moving, you have the choice between using your reaction to take an opportunity attack or keep your ready action in case something attacks you.
I will keep my ready action just in case.
All right. So you feel him move away on the turn that the animals move. Is there anything you wanted to do? Anything else?
Frankly, there's nothing else I can do, so that ends my turn.
Isn't the ability to use your sneak attack, is it only advantage or
I'll summarize this for you. My ability to use sneak attack is entirely neutralized for this entire fight.
Yeah, but aren't there two conditions?
Well, the fact of the matter is that I can never get sneak attack if I have disadvantage on the attack roll. Therefore, it can never be used in this combat.
All right. I thought.
That's why I said.
Yeah, no,
that's
no,
why
I
I
know.
said this is really
No,
something for lower level rogues because they get blind sense at level 14.
I know. I know what you meant. I just thought that if there was an ally near you, it could also give you the opportunity to make this kind of attack. My mistake.
Like, yeah, no, it's an immutable condition of sneak attack.
All right, my mistake. No, actually, I'm looking at it right now. You don't need advantage on an attack roll if another enemy of the target is within 5 feet of it.
Oh. Well, that's to let sneak attack activate.
Yeah.
But the immutable part is you can't take sneak attack if you have disadvantage on the attack roll. Like, that's just an outright condition of sneak attack. It's like you have to be effectively it's a negative condition where it's like
right.
it's they mutually need to both be true. I don't have disadvantage on the attack. And
I know. The way I'm reading this, once per turn, you can deal an extra 1d6 damage to one creature you hit with an attack if you have advantage on the attack roll. The attack must use a finesse or a ranged weapon. You do not need advantage on the attack roll if another enemy of the target is within 5 feet of it. Fisher was in 5 feet of the enemy. That enemy isn't incapacitated, and you don't have disadvantage on the attack roll. That's
and
a bit
you don't
redundant.
have disadvantage, and you don't have disadvantage on the attack roll. All right. Yeah, it's immutable.
That's all right. I'm not used to playing rogues, so at least I'm not used to playing rogues in 5th edition. All right, sorry, I misread that. All right, so you feel him move away. So now one of them is actually, because they're all very close to one another, they don't need to disengage to go from audience to Anvara. And so they use their pack tactics, giving them advantage on attack if they have an ally 5 feet away from them. So you have 2 wolves attacking you with advantage. The highest roll of one of them was 9, and the highest roll of the second one was 22.
I'll let you guess which one hit me. Fuck.
Ha!
Does it deal 19 or more?
You're gonna hate me for this. It deals 20 points of necrotic damage.
GG boys, the healer is down.
So
luckily,
audience,
we have more healers.
Audience, you feel Anvara coming to you, and then you hear the wolves start screaming. You see the wolf in front of you just move slightly, and you see them both striking Anvara, mauling her, and she just falls to the ground with necrotic energy still gripping on her.
Alright. That's not what you want to see.
No, that's not a pretty picture. And there's a third one coming right for you, so audience, because the third one, they exchange their orders, and they do believe that audience is a danger, but a healer is, to them, more dangerous. So audience, there is one of them who still attacks you with a...
Well, didn't it already attack Fisher? Because it attacked Fisher with the second.
No, it moved.
And then moved away?
No, in this round, this one moved.
Oh, okay.
So the third one just comes at you with a 21.
That does hit.
And you get hit with a 14 hit point, 14 necrotic damage.
Okay.
So you feel the bite of this one bites down on your arm, and feel the necrotic energy searing through your body. And this
Okay.
is their round. So we go back actually to you, audience.
At the end, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Right.
and audience, you have to make a strength save.
Oh, right. What do I have to beat?
14.
14.
Shouldn't be very hard for
Plus.
you.
I do not beat it. I rolled really poorly.
How much did you roll?
I rolled 6. I rolled a 2.
Oh, all right. So you get
But
pushed.
it's not that big a deal.
You
because
guess-
I'm not trying to move anywhere.
Now, you get pushed on the ground. You fall to the ground next to Anvara, still being devoured by the necrotic energy of their slash and bites.
Alright.
So you're prone.
Okay.
And in
And
melee
then it's my
with,
turn.
And in melee with 3 wolves.
Alright. Well, I guess since it's my turn now, I'll start my turn by standing back up. That's so I'll stand up. And then is that an action? The channel. No, nice. That's a bonus action.
DPK question mark.
Okay. So, yeah. So for my action, I'm going to attack the wolf that I think I already hit. Or try to attack the wolf that I think I already hit.
Okay.
With disadvantage. So, okay. Still 17. Damn it. Alright, I'll miss. Probably with a, 15.
15? No, actually you hit. Barely, but you hit.
Thank God. Okay. I will divine smite it again.
Go ahead.
I needed that. Alright. Oh my god. Okay, not bad. I rolled one bad roll. Okay. So I'm gonna do another 21 damage to the same wolf I hit.
Okay.
Before.
All right. So. And you hit it with another 21.
Whew.
All right. Well, this one does feel like you've managed to actually injure him severely, and you do hear a loud scream for a wolf. I will not try to mimic this. I do not want to pierce anyone's eardrum. I have been able to mimic the cries of a wolf before.
Ooh.
All right. So you do feel like you have seriously managed to hurt him, and you do see the trail of blood dripping down your sword as you take it back after the flash of light.
Alright. And then as my bonus action, I will use my Channel Divinity, which I get one of. So where is that? Channel Divinity. Here we go. And I will use Turn the Tide as a bonus action. Each creature of your choice within 30 feet regains 1d6 plus 2 HP. If it has no more than half its max HP. So I actually don't get to regain any of mine. But Avada, I can regain for 1d6. So you regain 8 HP. Because I rolled a 6. So you're back on your feet.
Anvara,
All right.
you are back on your feet.
She gets up, just does a slow push up off the ground. The necrotic shit just dispelling as she gets up, like, not dead yet, you fuck. Just This time, I'm not gonna mess myself up. I'm going to bless myself.
Actually, Fisher is the next one in the initiative.
Oh, I thought you said okay.
No, you just regained hit point, but Fisher is the next one.
okay,
Next
okay.
one in the initiative.
Okay, my bad. But yeah, just getting up like.
So, Fisher, what do you do? The wolf has moved away, and you probably heard Anvara scream as she was felled on the battlefield. And then you hear her again screaming curses in Elf, probably.
No, I was an orc.
An orc. Yeah, because the orcish insults, they just hit harder.
Yeah. Like N-word on steroids.
Alright, so Fisher, you hear that in the distance. And again, you see this flash of light that feels like you just missed a thunderbolt. You have a pretty good idea of where the fight is because of all the sound.
Mm-hmm. Alright, I'm going to run over there. Can I reach it with my 30 feet?
You are there and there. I'd say yes.
Okay. Once I get over there, I will... Yeah, I guess attempt to hit a wolf.
So I guess the first one that would be the closest to you would be the one...
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Try. You actually feel the weight of all these creatures running around, and audience divine smiting everyone. There's still a sort of static divine energy floating in the air.
Disadvantage. I keep rolling the same number on both die. That's a 15.
15, it hits. 15 is enough.
D8. 4 plus 3. 7.
Alright.
And then I will... I will use my action surge and swing again.
Alright.
4. Yeah. That's 14.
To hit?
Yeah.
It is exactly what you need.
Really? That one will be 8 damage.
That's easy. Alright, so you managed to hit him twice, and it feels like he's starting to feel the weight of these wounds. Although not quite to the point where he feels injured. But the cuts and bruises are starting to accumulate.
Yeah, that's all I got.
That's all you got? No, it's Anvara.
All right. She's getting up like real raggedly, but like she looks like absolute garbage right now.
Well, you've been mauled by 2 wolves.
Yeah, she just barely outran death and is getting back up. You couldn't take me before, and you still won't take me now. All right. So I'm going to approach where I think audience is to be like within.
Because
And I'm
Right.
right next. I'm next to you.
he's next to
Okay,
you. You're
we're-
basically
we're
back to
5 feet.
back.
Okay.
Like in a buddy cop film.
Okay. Thank you, brother. just popping bones back into place.
Well, actually, that
Just a
was
light
probably the spell which did that. You know, he made his divine intervention, and then you hear, "Oh!"
I guess the light has its uses after.
Every light is
And
Bless-
precious.
Thank not me, but thank the dragons.
All right.
You're gonna hear about this for a while. So, what do you do?
Maybe. I'm going to bless both me and audience.
All right.
So you are now blessed, audience.
So, if I'm not mistaken, bless adds 1d4
To
to attack.
any attack or saving. throw. Yep. And I'm going to Shield of Faith myself as my bonus action.
Those are 2 concentration spells. You actually have to
Oh,
pick one.
fuck.
That's what
Is
I
it?
was
Oh, it is.
looking.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Shield of Fate, concentration.
Also, you
yeah.
can't cast 2 leveled spells in the same turn.
But
Unless
Shield
you're
of
like
Fate
me
is a
and have
bonus.
action.
Yeah, that's right. The other
Oh,
one is an
no.
action, and this one is a bonus action. You really have to choose one. You can use a bonus action spell and a cantrip, but not an action spell and a bonus action spell.
I forgot that. Sure. Okay. Then I'm just gonna Shield of Faith myself.
And you're not using the bless.
Well, no,
Okay.
I can't.
All right. So you cast Shield of Fate on you, giving you a +2 to your AC.
Yep.
All right.
Do you still have your action then?
Yes, you
I
still have
do.
your action.
Well, all right. I guess I'm going to. Well, it's almost as good as this. I'm gonna give you resistance. I'm gonna touch you and be like, "There you go. You clearly need this more than I do."
Well,
I mean, I don't know about that, but okay.
Not to be
Safety.
Debbie Downer here, but isn't resistance
Oh, it's
also
concentration.
concentration?
Fuck my ass.
you're right.
I will let you know that if you really, really wanted to, like, still use bless, you don't need to see your target to bless them.
Yeah, but
I
still,
know,
it's
but
an
I'm saying
action,
Shield
and
of
the
Fate.
That wasn't,
Shield of Fate is a bonus
I'm
action.
just saying, like, since she's still like caught between like, what spell do I actually want to cast?
Fine. I'm going to Sacred Flame in the direction I think a wolf is in.
Oh, that's pretty easy because you were being mauled. So,
All right.
You can see their shadow, and I guess that's good enough.
Yeah.
And
Alright.
I believe that Sacred Flame is a saving throw, right?
It's
Yeah.
a dex save.
Dex
Save.
save. Dex save. What is their dexterity? Their dexterity is. And what is your DC?
13.
13.
How
He
dexterous is a wolf?
Yeah, but he rolled extremely low. He failed his save.
All right, 1d. That's gonna be a 5 rate.
5 radiant damage, you said?
Yep.
Alright. And then you hit one with a radiant power. You see the flash of light going on him, and, well, it's a small injury. It's not. But it hit. Alright. So the next one, in anything else? Move? Cry?
Quietly
Pray.
sob. No, I'm not.
Wheeze?
Nope, I'm just gonna lean back onto audience so he knows I'm there. And if I ever disappear, he knows something went really bad again.
You can lean on me. Alright. So, Remy, you are alone in the fog and you are hearing your friends fighting for their life roughly 30 feet away from you.
Well, I figured at least that much, considering Fisher was able to get there. So it's just kind of like thinks to himself, well, if I try to go someplace else, I'm dead for sure. So goes 30 feet toward where the action is.
Toward
Looks
the
for
danger.
it's like, look, he doesn't know how big this fog is. They could easily come after him after they finish him off.
Yeah.
Finish everyone else off. So, yeah, goes 30 feet in, looks for looks for a shadow of something that is very likely quadrupedal and goes for a hit.
Then go ahead with disadvantage.
There's that d20. There you are. There's that one. That's probably the one I'm losing. Okay, that'll be 15 on the die.
It hits.
Okay. Now I rolled this sad and lonely 1d6. 7 points of piercing.
Oh. Actually,
Every point of damage matters.
yeah. Actually, this one is the one that Fisher's being obstinately trying to kill, and this blow actually does manage to hit something important. You have the feeling that when you take out your knife, covered in blood, oh, I hit something important. There is a good amount of blood starting to pour from that poor little wolf creature. You know,
I've got to go for it. He pulls out his dagger and tries to hit the same one.
Go ahead.
Like, come on, Daddy needs a new pair of. I don't know what
Wolf
a Kenku would wear in this
skins.
case. 16.
16 hits.
Get that D4 damage.
Come on. 3 total.
3 total. Well, it's injuries. You don't feel like you've done a lot more than just before, but there's still blood, and this one is injured, so...
Well, I tried. That's the end of his turn.
Alright, and so you get the wolves now. So, now they're looking at this and wondering... Yeah. Actually... Audience has gone up considerably in their consideration of who's dangerous. So, audience, you get attacked with by two of them.
They better. Finally picking the right target. Oh, yeah.
Oh. Working their way down the list like this.
Good lord. One of them tries to attack you, but misses really bad with a 7 on its attack roll.
Don't even notice it.
No,
Can't
he
see that.
tries and, he tripped over Anvara, who is half up, sort of kneeling, not enough to get...
I'm just like, just holding onto this fridge of a dude, just like.
So, and the second one, however, does manage to get in a strike with a 21.
Yes, that will hit.
And it is a 12 points of necrotic damage.
Alright. Audience, for the first time ever, is actually starting to feel his injuries.
Well, there was that one time.
Yeah, but
Completely at the beginning.
For a while, at least.
Maybe eventually he'll start to regret some of his life decisions.
Mm-hmm. No.
I think the only one he will regret is not having put more money to try and seduce that bard. That's the only regret he would
More
have.
than the 20 gold he dropped.
The decision I'm regretting right now is forgetting that the seedling took 10 rounds to actually activate it instead of planning with the people beforehand to plant the seed and then start the fight. Plant the seed during the fight.
So basically, he's gonna be almost there a few rounds after the fight has ended.
Yeah. Maybe he'll be a healing elemental and can heal us.
Who knows?
Survive.
All right, the third one actually turns toward Fisher because he thinks you're the one who's been biting his ass for a while. Good lord. Even with advantage, the highest he rolled is 10. He doesn't.
I don't know. That's half my AC.
I rolled 2 5s. So that is their initiative. We go back to audience.
All right, audience is feeling it, but he heard the wolf yell out and yelp in pain before, and he knows he's close, so he's gonna try and, with his action, hit the wolf, the same wolf as before that he's already divine smited twice.
All right, go ahead.
All right, that still will hit, and that is a 15 again.
It is enough to hit.
Thank God these wolves at least don't have high AC. Alright, and you know what? Just to make sure, I'm going to use my last Divine Smite.
Go ahead.
So... So I have another 21 points of damage.
Wow.
Fucking paladins.
So you
Okay, I'm
hit.
out now.
You hit this one, and this one is really didn't enjoy this. You see the flash of light. You hear this ear-piercing scream of pain from the wolf, and he does.
Like literally, your eyes start bleeding.
It does feel like you have managed to hit something extremely important, as when your strike ends, you see this trail of blood just pouring out of him and following your blade. He's extremely injured.
Damn, dude, that wolf just took like 64 damage or something. Alright. Well, that's the end of my turn.
Alright. And we go to Fisher. Fisher, you just heard that. You know that the wolf that is trying to bite your ass off is beginning to really feel the pain of this fight, but you also just heard the wolf that audience is trying to hit and kill scream out in pain.
Well, because I kind of more accurately know where the one in front of me is.
Go ahead.
I feel like it's on death's door or just injured.
Injured.
Okay. In that case, hearing... Yeah, but this one's attacking me anyway. Can I get to another one of the wolves that is attacking audience?
Yeah, I'd say the one that is completely
Vara?
dedicated to attacking audience is within range that you would not, that the wolf attacking you would not get an attack of opportunity.
Okay.
But you'd basically be voluntarily placing yourself between two wolves.
Yeah. I will do that
All right.
and try and hit, the one that just audience just almost destroyed.
All right. Go ahead.
With disadvantage. What? That is a non-natural 20
It is.
for 4 damage.
Right.
That was a 1 on a D8. Nice.
All right. Well, it hurts. He's not doing
and
any
then-
better than before.
Yeah. Let's just go. Y'all really suck. You haven't hit me once yet. Bring it.
Yeah, what he said.
Damn straight! Oh!
You cowards! Hit him! Alright. And actually, it is Anvara's turn after this.
Alright, well, since I can cast second leveled spell that other turn, I'm going to Cure Wounds myself again.
Alright. Go ahead. I think you deserve it.
Give me a break, give me a break.
2, 6 plus Whiz, that's going to be a...
Break me off a piece of that.
I regained 11 health.
Alright.
To go back up to 19. Oh, fuck me.
Thank the lights. And as you say that, you look at the wolf and say, no, don't actually do it. You still have a bonus action. As long as it doesn't involve casting.
Yeah. I'm a cleric. What do I do with casting? I'm going to swing my sword and attempt to hit something.
As a bonus action?
Oh, no, never mind. I was thinking of something else. Yeah.
If you use the healing word, you could, but not
No,
Cure
I'm using
Wound.
Cure Wounds. I'm definitely using
Alright, so...
Alright, that's going to be it.
Alright. Raimi,
I'm not moving from audience.
Raimi, it's your turn.
So, okay, so Ravi's going to try and see if he can hit the same wolf that he did before.
Come on, stick it in him.
Okay. The player has decided, oh, that's a waste of a nat 20.
Rip.
That is a super waste. But 19.
Well, it does hit.
No, that was just sad to see.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least I got this one. That'll be 10 damage.
Wow. Alright. Well, that definitely hurts him.
And I guess I'll go for the dagger strike while I'm at it. Why did you hop out? Like a bitch. That's probably fun I'm losing. Ah, dang it. I have eyes, I swear. 14, just, I think, unless there's a different wolf in there.
No, it's enough to hit.
Okay. Because we never actually confirmed that these were identical wolves, so, you know.
I know.
3.
Oh. Well, he's not doing any better than when the round started, so there's that.
Rady ends.
Anything else?
Nope, that's an action and bonus action.
All right.
And that reaction is super important right now.
All right. So, the wolves, you hear a few howls, and then there's a small pause, and they're actually going to answer the taunt of Fisher. Now they have advantage on their attack against you. And...
Alright, guys, just keep juggling our party's health pool. Just gotta keep spreading it out.
So it's a... Well, actually, it's a 21 and 22 to hit.
Yeah, those hit.
Holy shit.
Oh.
So, in total, you are going to take...
Close.
They
hit.
I believe in the fighter hit pool.
Okay.
I believe in it.
In total, you take 30 points of necrotic damage from the 2 attacks. And you have
Well, they
to
answered your...
Shit.
and you have to
answered your
make
taunt,
2
right?
strength saving throws.
Easy. Okay, 2 strength saving throws.
Wait, yeah, DC 14.
That is a yeah, no. That's a 12 and a 13.
So basically, Anvara, what you see and hear is Fisher starting to taunt them, and then you have this familiar image of him being jumped on by 2 wolves and mauled into pieces on the ground. There's something that feels very familiar within the last 18 seconds of your life. Except this one is still alive. But he is looking rough.
Can't wait till I get shield next level.
Yeah, that would definitely have saved you from that. And the last one, unfortunately, Anvara, is still on you and decides to try and attack you with a 21.
Oh, fuck. Right up. Okay.
Because that wolf is a bitch.
Well, what can I say? You are lucky. You get hit for 18 points of necrotic damage.
I'm still up, bitches.
You feel this necrotic energy surging through you, gripping your heart, trying to snuff it out.
I feel like 130 pounds of dog shit right now. This is horrible.
And you have to make a strength saving throw.
Oh, fuck me, I do. Okay.
And I think also a concentration save.
Yes,
I do.
because of the spell you're holding.
Alright. Do I concentration or strength first? Well, I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah, as long as you know which one you rolled for.
Okay, well, for concentration, I rolled a... Hang on. I rolled a 10 plus whiz.
Yeah, that is enough.
Right.
Plus
Concentration, it's
Constitution.
Or 10 plus
Constitution.
constitution, but that's enough.
Yeah,
Okay. That's constitution?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And here we go for strength. Leads.
You are again on the ground, and you are being mauled. So, audience, on your right, you have Anvara being mauled, and on your left, you have Fisher being mauled.
Alright. Well, audience is
Ravy's
still
okay.
audience is still
Okay.
just gonna keep hitting the wolf that he's now divide smited for over 60 damage that still hasn't died. And hope that eventually this wolf dies. He can't
I'm getting
divide
my
smite.
shit rocked
He can't
so hard.
divide
It's
smite
not...
anymore though. Actually, how are the wolves lined up?
One of them is on the other side of Anvara, so this one you do not have access to him. There is one that is between you and Anvara, so this one you have access to him. He's been shifting between you and Anvara in his attack. And there is the one that came up from below, which is basically between you and Fisher.
But are those two wolves in a line from each other?
You would have to move away from Anvara if you wanted to hit them both. Yeah, you'd have to move away from Anvara because basically what's happening is that you're in the center. This is where I am. You're in the center. One wolf is here. One wolf is diagonal here. There's Fisher between here being mauled, and Anvara here, and a wolf just above it.
Okay, it's not worth it. I'm just gonna try and hit the wolf.
Don't leave me.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try and hit the wolf. I've already been damaging.
I wish I could quit you.
Oh boy.
Dude, I love my 15s, but the 15s keep working.
It hits.
Keep rolling 8, and 8 is good enough with my...
Good enough, TM.
Alright. So this time is just going to be 1 attack, and that is going to be 7 hit. So I do 7 damage to
Alright.
the the wolf I've already done for more than 60. Actually, this will be getting it over 70, because I think it was at like 60, 63, or it might be exactly at
He is
70.
still up, but he is limping. He is trying to move. He is nearly there. I think you believe that within 2 strikes, you could probably kill him.
I don't know if I'm going to have a chance for 2 strikes. Why can't lay on hands be a bonus action? Alright, my turn's done.
Alright. In that case, we go to Fisher, who is on the ground being mauled.
Okay. First, I will bonus action second wind
Yes.
to get. That's what is that? That is a sweet 9, 12 health back.
Alright.
And then that's a. And then I will roll out from under this thing, stand up, and
The 2 that are flanking you right now are those that looks the roughest. One is
Okay.
limping, the other one is barely holding on.
I'll swing at the one that whatever looks weakest.
Alright. So the one that audience has been
Of-
pouring all of his divine energy into it.
Whatever's foggy, cloudy form looks weakest.
Well, there's a good amount of blood dripping away from this one. There's a
Just
pool.
spurting through.
There's a pool forming under it.
That is. That's a 12.
That does not hit.
Nope. And yep, that's my turn.
That's your turn. Alright.
Okay, you're probably rattled after taking 30 points of necrotic damage.
And the single shit.
What?
No.
You just felt all that energy go from your limbs and toward your heart, and you felt it falter for a moment.
I
Anvara,
got almost half it back.
Anvara, it is your turn. Holding on to a thread.
Well, guess who has to fucking cast Cure Wounds on herself again?
Go ahead.
Except now I can only do it level 1.
Well, it's still that.
Yeah, I went back up to 10
Alright.
total. And bonus action. Oh wait, no, that's a leveled spell. I can't do that. I'm gonna shoot another Sacred Flame into this fog where I shot the last one. Wherever I can see.
You can't. You
Did you
cast
use
a
healing word
normal
or cure
spell.
wounds?
You cast a
it's a
normal
cantrip.
spell with Cure Wound.
Yeah, but
You can
Sacred
use a
Flame's an
cantrip
action.
if you use a bonus action spell.
Oh, it's an action.
Yeah.
I was thinking of healing words for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm still gonna use.
If you
Cure
used
Wounds
healing
because-
words, yes, you would be able to do this. But
I can't do anything.
It's a mood.
that's all right.
Dude, I'm about to fucking kill myself.
All
I
right.
have as a bonus. Actually, I can bonus action. No, I can't because it's a fucking spell. So then, yeah.
not a lot of third level characters have a whole lot of bonus action options. Other than
I mean,
rogues.
I mean, I have a lot of bonus action options, but none of them are useful in this combat.
Okay,
Telling me
you're really
D4
taking
extra
the,
damage isn't useful.
you're really taking the stall tactic to heart. You just keep
Yeah.
almost dying and then healing yourself.
So how many rounds are we in? 5? You're halfway there.
Yeah,
Is
we're
it-
halfway there, guys. We just have to hold on 5 more rounds.
Easy.
All right. So It is Raimi's turn.
So, remind me for this campaign, what is the benefit to flanking?
There. Flanking gives you advantage, so it would nullify the disadvantage that you have. Because there's Fisher.
Does it look like there's a place where I could possibly flank something?
Absolutely. The one that you've been hitting, you only have to move maybe 5 feet to place yourself in a triangle formation. So, because on one side they have Fisher, on another one there is Audience. So if you just move 5 feet to your right, you are actually in a flanking position.
You know what the fucking rogue is going to do. He wants to, so he takes that 5 feet and goes for that motherfucking short sword strike because God knows.
Let's go!
Get the D4
one
out
sneak
of that.
attack off.
It's like, look. Alright, that'll be an 18.
To hit, it does hit.
Teach this mother... Don't fall out of the cup, please. I'm not putting that much force into it. Ah, damn it.
Just relax. Just don't place your hand too far away from the bowl.
I'm trying to give it as much roll action as I can, okay?
Just
All
don't
right.
get in there so your
Then
hands
buy
on
a
top.
bigger bowl.
It doesn't bounce out.
Like, I might consider it, but this is like the better shape for it.
Okay.
But anyway, that will be, let's see, that'll be 11 piercing damage.
11 piercing damage. His legs falter for a bit, but he does manage to get back up. He is profusely bleeding. He is not enjoying this. But he is
I'm going
still
for that
holding
dagger
on.
strike.
Go ahead. Hit it again.
I actually got the 20 on this one, and it wasn't a disadvantage roll this time. So, fuck you, this dagger gets to roll twice. I'm not angry at the game, I'm just angry at the wolves. Like,
I know.
let's be clear on that. Alright, that'll be 6 additional piercing.
6 additional piercing damage. He is barely holding on. Another round of attack, and you feel confident you will be able to kill it. You just have to
Curse
hold on
you,
one
wolf.
more.
Alright, I'm done.
All right. Then it is the wolves. Who will-
Alright, we gotta see who gets to die.
Well, since Fisher is the one that's being completely torn apart, they're going to still go for... Actually,
Dude, bring it. I got this.
I believe. my
Let's
guy.
go. I
actually...
took that like a champ.
Yeah, no, they're going
Just
for the
needed
fighter. They're
a
leaving the
short
cleric alone.
breath.
They are leaving the cleric alone.
Well, actually, because you're not really holding on, they do. Are you taking an attack of opportunity at the wolf who is trying to leave you?
Yes. I'm gonna smack that bitch as hard as I can.
All right.
Do I also get an attack of opportunity or no?
No, this is the one that is completely on the other side.
Oh, I see. Alright.
That's gonna be an 18.
It does hit.
And longsword is I'm holding 1 d8. Where? It's gonna be a 7 plus 2. That's gonna be a 9.
9 points
Slashing.
of damage. All right. Well, this one you've barely hit, so he tanks that pretty well. You just graze him as he passes. Yeah! Hey, there's a bit of blood on my sword. I hit him.
Yeah, we still only have to do about 80 more health to that one wolf. The other
Come back here. You're not done with.
Shut up, we got this.
All right. So, as all of this is happening in different ways, one of them attacks audience.
No. If it hits me, I'm dead. I'm down.
Well, actually, his highest roll was a 14.
I am not down, boys.
One of them attacks Fisher. Good lord, the highest roll was 7 on this one. And the last one tries and jump Raimi. And gets a 24 to attack.
Oof.
That one will about do it.
And does 13 points of necrotic damage. And you have to make a strength saving throw.
Gravy's great at those.
How much health does Raimi have?
Not a lot.
Not a lot now.
You know what? Even with a -2, that's still a 16.
16. You are the only one who has managed to stay up after being mauled like
-2
this.
strength save? Are you kidding me?
So you get bitten down. He tries to shake you and put you to the ground, but you manage to stay up. But you still feel the necrotic energy coursing to that injury.
You just
Plus
hear a loud
5, and I
squawk.
failed both of mine.
And that is their turn. And we go
Alright.
back to audience.
Staying alive, baby. He's gonna take a. Guess what? He's gonna take a swing at that wolf. He's now poured like 70 damage into. Maybe this one will finish it off.
Just keeps hitting it, just confused. Why won't you die?
Nope, because he missed. Because I got a 3.
Turns
so I
out
got
he's
only
just
a
been
10.
hitting a dead carcass for the past 30 seconds.
Well, this time he hits. This time he hits nothing. So that's my turn. Good turn, boys. Moving on.
Nice.
Oh, jeez, Louis. All right, Fisher, it's your turn then.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, about what I've got left.
So
Are
okay,
we
Make
that's-
sure
still-
Abel put himself in a flanking position.
Yeah, are we still flanking that one that...
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna swing at that one. So that'd just be a straight roll?
Yes.
Nat 20.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
It would have been so
2D.
sad if he disadvantaged that. So
Yeah,
sad.
I know, right? Yeah. Okay. 13 damage.
13 damage. You hit that poor wolf, and you feel your weapon bite him, get into him, and as you slide it out, you see his carcass fall on the ground, following the move of your axe. And you see the shape of the wolf starts to change and revert back to that of a human.
That's one of them.
Here's a question.
Yes.
Or is it just starting to revert back?
Well,
Or is it...
any
Has
any
it?
creature that has been shapeshifted in some way, unless it's true polymorph, will revert back to its shape as it dies. So, if you want to behead him as he is disappearing, I'd accept it. I don't know.
I was gonna say, is the person he's reverting back into alive, or is it just a dead person instead of a dead wolf?
No, this this one actually just reverts to a dead person.
Okay, good. And then with that, just dropped a die. So there's 2 left, right?
Yes. One severely injured, and the other one has always been too far away for you to notice what his state is.
Uh-huh. Okay. Can I put myself somewhere, well, where I'm helping to flank either one of them?
Yeah. If you move to the other side of the one attacking audience, if Raimi just moves forward, it would be a flanking position again. Or actually, no, because Anvara is next to audience. So yes, there is a way to put yourself in a flanking position with the one that audience has been hitting so far.
Is there a way to do it with the one that Raimi's been hitting?
No,
Or that
that's the
just
one
hit
that
That was the one we just killed.
that's the one you just killed.
Okay, that's the one we just killed. Okay, yeah. Yeah, then I'll move there.
All right.
And that'll be my turn.
All right. So Anvara, you are aware that the other wolf that is in range of you is severely injured. The one that moved off, you don't know where it is. It just moved and you heard Raimi scream and that's it.
All right, the one that I can see. I just look at him, raise my hand towards its face, and I'm going to attempt to command it.
All right.
It needs to succeed a wisdom.
Unfortunate,
Oh, God.
like it does have a visual component, so I'm wondering if that's enough to let command happen.
Well, I mean, technically, so did Sacred Fire. It needs to be something I can
Sacred
see.
Flame. Yeah.
Come on.
It's just I rolled it with disadvantage because I couldn't see it.
Mm-hmm.
You
I
can
guess
see it
if
in
you could like
range.
vaguely see its shadow, that probably counts enough.
Yes, because you're in melee range of it, I'd
I'm
say I'll
casting
allow
towards
it.
a form that I can distinguish is the wolf.
Yeah, like I
I
said,
can't see
because
the wolf
he's
clearly.
because he is in melee range, so less than basically 2 or 3 feet away from you. I'd say yes, you can make out the form.
All right, then I'm gonna attempt. It's a DC 13.
Yeah. All right. What do you command? You'll know if it worked on his turn.
All right, I'm gonna look at it and just say grovel, which just using like a simple one that it's just like target falls prone and ends its turn.
All right. All right. So Anvara, where is he? Okay, here you are. So it's Raimi. Next one.
All right. So, are there any quadrupedal shadows that I am aware of?
Well, you've been fighting with a lot of them. You are aware that there's one that's probably within 10 feet of you, slightly to your left. And there's the one that just completely ripped off your shoulder. That is right beside you.
Yeah. So probably going after that one. Like
Oh shit,
that.
I thought that was the one we killed. My bad. Did I just totally leave him alone with that one?
You did.
Nice.
All right. He's a high AC rogue. He'll be fine.
Yeah, totally.
Alright, that's the one I'm losing for sure. Oh nope, never mind. So that'll be a 23.
To hit? Yes, of course it hits.
The sad part is that the other roll was a 20, so that's why I was sad. Alright, that'll be 7 damage.
All right.
And then going in for that dagger strike. So definitely not getting that one. It's a soft 20.
Well, it hits.
Two.
It's damage.
Yep. And that'll be the thing.
All right. All right. Then it's the turn of the wolves. The wolf that you just commanded to grovel sits down and does nothing for this round.
Nice.
He rolled
So
a
it's counted as prone?
he rolled a natural 1 on his save.
Nice. But you say sit, but he's prone.
Yeah, well, they say he falls prone. Yeah, so he lies down.
Okay,
It's like,
cool.
sit, boy.
He's looking for belly rubs
No, I didn't say he turned
with a
around.
battle axe.
He grovels.
I'll rub that shit with sacred flame, my boy.
Well, actually, now that he's prone, you guys negate the disadvantage now.
We do
Yep.
for our next attacks, which will be excellent.
I just gotta find the healthy one and do it again.
All right. So the second one actually hits Raimi with advantage with a 24.
Yep.
Please don't die.
Is
These
that
things have
oh, my God.
these things have consistently rolled high damage. So
Yeah, you get hit with 16 necrotic damage.
Oh my
all right,
fucking
Raimi is down now.
So you can hear the squawk of a bird and you see feathers falling slowly as you hear this wolf growl aggressively.
Someone's having chicken for dinner.
However, you hear him howl right after that. And since you do not hear any answer, Anvara, you're the only one with high enough passive perception. You hear the steps of this wolf moving off.
In census, do we attempt to finish it off?
Well, this one is moving away back into the thick of the fog.
Okay.
But there is one groveling right in front of you.
Oh yeah, for sure. This guy is super getting hit.
So another one seems to be leaving the battlefield and the other one does nothing. So we go back to audience. You see this wolf just lying down on the floor and looking
I'm
at
actually gonna take that. I'm actually gonna take that opportunity. Then if it's down, and oh wait, I didn't hear the other wolf move away, did I?
No, but you heard Raimi scream, and there are a few
Okay.
feathers blowing in the wind.
I am still gonna take, seeing that the other wolf's down, so I won't get an opportunity to attack. I'm gonna take that opportunity to go to where I think Raimi was, or where he screamed. So I'm pretty much positive where he was.
All right.
So I'll move there. By the way, is this round 8 or round 7?
I believe it's 7.
I was hoping it was 8. Dang it.
As you move away, since command ends when the command has been done. No, actually, it's the whole turn. No, audience is the first one to act.
Yeah.
So, is it?
But it's prone, so I don't think it can, because it can't hit me unless it gets back up.
Well,
right?
it can try to hit you from the ground. It will have disadvantage.
Well, is it going to get an attack or not? 'Cause if it's going to get an attack, I'm just going to hit it. Because I have 10 HP.
As soon
but I
as
can't-
it follows the command, it considers it to be done, and ends its turn.
But it's not a reaction though. That's what's weird. Like,
well, it's like the creature still has their reaction.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I think. So he could get. You'd know that because he is groveling, because he's on the ground, he'd had disadvantage on his attack roll against you. But he does get an attack of opportunity.
Okay, I'm just going to hit him
All right.
with my normal attack. I'm going to crit him, so he's going to die.
Go ahead.
this goddamn wolf that I poured like 80 damage in. It's finally gonna die. Alright. Maybe. I didn't actually roll that high on my damage dice. 6 plus 5 is 11 damage.
11 damage. He takes the damage and he is not dead, but he is barely holding on. It feels like you almost lopped off his head. You see the blood pouring down his neck, but he is still alive, looking at you with pleading eyes.
Yeah, and if I had a bonus action, I could do something, but I don't. So I'll pass off the kill to one of you guys. Please finish.
Then it looks like it's gonna be Fisher. Fisher, it's your turn.
Yeah.
There is this wolf pleading, and there are feathers blowing in the wind.
Mm-hmm. Thing is, I am going to leave them to deal with that, and find Remy on the ground if I can.
Do you risk the attack of opportunity that the wolf will get?
Yeah.
You all are literally surrounding this thing. All of you are in
Yeah.
range for an opportunity attack.
Yeah. No, I risk it.
All right. Because he has disadvantage, it's a normal roll, and he rolls a 14 to hit.
Nope.
So he tries to reach out to you for you as you leave, but you don't manage. He doesn't manage to hit you.
Okay. And then I will drop my battle axe on the ground and grab my healer's kit out of my backpack and use my action to stabilize Remy.
All right. Then he is stabilized. And that is it. This means Anvara. You are standing in front of a wolf who is holding on by a thread.
You should take that threat away.
Or, if he's desperate enough, maybe I could convince him to revert form and we could get information out of him.
I mean, there's
Maybe
another
they're-
one still alive.
Maybe.
There's another one somewhere in the fog.
You can't
Up to
be
you.
sure the fight is over.
Mhm.
There was one that kept hitting you, and just a moment ago, you heard Raimi scream, and now there are feathers blowing in the wind.
And I'm guessing it's not the groveling one that's all
No.
cut the fuck up that did that.
No.
No.
Alright. Okay, fine. It's getting the longsword.
Go ahead. Try and not miss.
No, I'm not using my physical dice. They're just fuck.
So that way, if you roll poorly, you can blame D&D Beyond.
Yeah.
I never
No,
trust
D&D
Ellen.
Beyond clearly loves me more. That's a 7.
17? Yes, of course it hits.
Yeah. And max damage 8 plus 4. That's gonna be 12.
12. You just look at this poor wolf, and then you plunge your sword into his head, and it doesn't survive this. As you pull
Really?
out your sword, you see his form revert back to that of a human.
All right. I just turn to audience and be like, "The last one's gone. Well, the last one's leaving."
Fog
We
cloud's
don't
still
know.
up.
Is the fog cloud still up?
Let me see. I'm pretty sure it is. I'm just looking for the exact duration of the spell, but since it hasn't been a minute, I'm pretty sure it's still up.
It is concentration.
Oh, don't worry, I rolled.
Okay.
in before it ended like 5 turns ago.
No, that's all right. The fog cloud is still there.
It'll drop as my elemental is conjured.
There's
It's not like elemental.
Man. Not gonna.
All right. So, Anvara, this means Remy. Well, Remy, you are just stabilized. You are still unconscious.
Yeah, I am unconscious. Yes.
All right.
The wolves.
So it goes back to the wolf. You're all there waiting for something to happen. And in the distance, moving away from you, you hear, "Too bad. I would have loved to get this bounty on you, Dragonborn." And then you hear nothing else, and nothing attacks you again.
I'll shout back out. All you would have gotten was death.
Is Fog Cloud still going?
Oh yes, he is covering his tracks. There's still a heavy fog bank all around you. You fall out of initiative, unless you are actually trying to run after this voice that seems to be heading away.
Well, I'm
I
gonna
was gonna
go
try and get
steal-
out of. I was gonna try and, go that direction and get out of the fog cloud.
Alright, then in that case, audience, what do you do?
All right. At the start of round 8, I will go over to Remy and I will bring him back up to 1 HP by using 1 HP. Just because I don't know if they probably won't attack again. But I'll still only use
Right.
1 HP for now.
Alright,
Just bring him back up to 1 HP.
Anvara?
Heavy spender.
Anvara?
Alright, I'm going to actually heal Remy.
Damn.
You see audience arrive, he just touches him and he goes and then you see Anvara arrive and then grabs him normally and gives him a big heal.
Actual cure wounds. You're gonna get another 9 back, Remy.
Okay.
Alright.
And did we hear in what direction Buddy Boy went?
Did you take... Well, no, actually, because you went toward him, you use an action with your spell.
I know.
Meaning that it would be the following round that you would be able to actually do a perception roll.
Okay, so I didn't hear him when he was walking
No,
direction.
you didn't hear him. Even Remy didn't hear him move off. Probably because he was mostly out during this round, but for the little bit of the round that he was up, he didn't hear him move away.
Remy at this point is kind of on the ground hugging his legs.
Since you've just been healed back into health, I believe you'd more likely be hugging Anvara. Or audience.
Actually, it's like, who is still standing over his body when this happens?
I think that right
Probably
now
Anvara.
everyone's there.
You know, that's crap. There's actually, I'll
Well-
make this a 1d4 decision.
I already, I booked it.
Yeah, you could make a perception roll this round if you want to.
Remy
I was
jumps
gonna-
onto audience.
Remy, all right, then audience, you get a big hug out of the bird.
He doesn't know who healed him.
I mean, I was the one who woke him up from unconsciousness, so.
So Fisher, what did you do?
You put a band-aid
I
on
was
a
gonna,
gunshot.
because we heard the guy shout,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So I was just gonna dash in that general direction.
All right. So you run in that direction, and unfortunately, as you get there, you believe it's where it was when it shouted, but you can't find anything. And
Still in the fog cloud?
actually, it takes another round before you see the fog cloud disappear, slowly drifting away, and you can't see him anywhere. This is when you realize just how big the fog cloud really was. It was over 100 feet wide.
It's like anybody who looks at Raimi, he is literally crying right now that the fog is gone.
And as the fog disappears, and this is the chain of event. Fisher, you look around trying to find him, you see the fog cloud disappear, and he's nowhere to be found. He rolled really high on a stealth roll. The second thing that you notice is this budding thing appearing from the ground that looks like a small tree, and it starts growing up, growing, and then it slowly stops growing at about 4 feet high, and you see him with his hands. It's sort of like a mini Trent, a pygmy Trent, and he reaches outward and what? Is that it? Oh, don't tell me I'm babysitting again. And this is where we're gonna end the stream.
Would it be possible to loot the bodies prior to the stream ending, since there were 2 bodies lying around?
Oh yes. Well, you can, but you will unfortunately notice that there are, with the exception of their clothes, they have nothing. And actually, Remy, because you're used to seeing this because of the criminal organization element, feels like you are searching the bodies of dead slaves.
Hmm.
Can't even fight their own fights. Amazing.
Even worse, you might have killed people that had been constrained into attacking you.
Oh fuck! Do I recognize any of them?
They all have the brand of the wolf god seared in their flesh.
All right. Well, we're leaving. I'll consecrate their bodies in the name. Hang on. Let me just pull up her name real quick.
The name of that, most important person to me that I'm forgetting at the.
This god that we just came up for and came up with a name like 4 hours ago. Anachnazil.
Maybe he just drops to the ground and
Gesundheit.
hugs his knees again, looking really sad.
And I can't
You can't see
see
him.
the guy
No.
anywhere.
No, he rolled a natural 20 on his stealth roll. So
It just goes invisible. God damn it.
Mm.
But it's... There's just hills and stuff around here.
oh yes, but actually, this one was the first one that you hurt the less, and this one wasn't forcefully shapeshifted. He was the only one who actually did this voluntarily, which means he is roughly the same thing as a druid. You weren't even close to killing it.
Oh, yeah, no, I gathered that by the fact that was a 5th level fog cloud.
Actually,
By the way,
it's
guys-
20 feet. It's a 20 feet radius that adds to the fog cloud. So above level 3, you are at a 120 feet diameter ball of
Oh,
fog.
I thought you said it was a 100-foot radius. Yeah, no, okay. If you said diameter, then yeah, that could have been 3rd level.
You see, guys, the stall tactic worked though. Our seed grew.
I mean, if they really wanted to fuck us up, they would have had like a second druid casting spike growth at the same time.
But if the druid had stayed and continued to fight us, we would have gotten our
Who knows? Maybe that is why he left.
I mean, if he's
There's
a druid,
more
he could probably sense the magic of the thing growing. So
He's more scared of the treant than us.
Last thing before the stream ends.
Yes.
Will shout out to audience. Your baby finally sprouted. Seeing as they're all hovering over Raimi currently.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I hope the person who's in the chat is still here. Thanks for trying to talk to us. Sorry we were so enveloped in the game.
It
Oops.
was the hardest fight so far, I believe.
I guess
Nah.
as the stream ends, I will turn towards the treant to talk to it.
All right. And we'll be able to talk
We're
to
an
it.
hour over.
Yeah. No, it was a very hard fight. I will admit it. I really wasn't kind with you on this one.
I mean, which part? The fog cloud giving disadvantage, or setting creatures on it that also could have just had advantage whenever they wanted anyway? 'Cause I feel like either one of those elements probably would have done it.
It was a trap. You really fell into a trap. And when a hunter makes traps, they usually don't take chances. The fog cloud was to completely blind you, so it was not only did it give them advantage, but it prevented all of you to use long-range spells.
Or in the case of Raimi, any spells.
Yeah.
Like literally none of those spells are useful on things that can already see through other means.
So, now you know what it looks like when I build something with intelligent enemies. So far, you've only been fighting dumb enemies. Alright, well, thank you everyone for watching. Sorry for the person who said something in chat. I was monopolizing the players quite a bit. But thank you for saying something, and we hope you'll be there next time. As for everyone else, well, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Sorry we are a bit over time, like they said, an hour. But, well, it was a long fight and also a very dangerous one. So, if you enjoyed the show, please support us to support the stream by following us on Twitch, Twitter, or YouTube. You can also support the stream by making a donation, becoming a Patreon, or simply by spreading the news of this channel to your friends, either close friends or even distant friends on the internet. Why not mention it during the next stream you watch on another channel? We'll gladly accept them in this small but hopefully budding family. So, thank you all. See you all next time. See you next Wednesday. And as always, stay safe and healthy. Bye.
See you. Bye.
Bye bye.